Welcome, everyone, to exciting 2020 Brawley High Wildcat football. We have a lot of explaining to do to you, and part of it is the fact that the billboard was from last season, the last season that we played, because this is the next season. Welcome, I'm Tom Runco. With me tonight is Murray Anderson. We're at Holtville, the home of the Vikings, and Murray's alma mater, and currently a coach here, so we're going to have a little local color on both sides of a local game. And by the way, all the football games will be local. I believe this is the only game this weekend. Everything else was a scrimmage yesterday, or is there another one? Go ahead, Murray.
Tonight you also have currently underway Vincent Memorial at Southwest. That is going on in El Centro. It was a 6 o'clock kickoff down there.
Okay, so Vincent Memorial and the Southwest Eagles playing it out. And we also have, of course, here the first meeting. I got here in 73, and I don't know how far back beyond that, Murray, that the Wildcats and the Vikings played. Do you have any idea?
I did some asking around this week. Talked to Coach Turner from Holtville and also Brawley Athletic Director Billy Brewer. And both of them said right around 2000, they both had an empty week on the schedule that matched up, and they played each other, and it wasn't pretty. Brawley dominated the game start to finish, and they hadn't played since. And both of them thought before then it was way back, and you're talking 60s or so before that game in 2000.
I'm thinking that it was probably the 1950s before the formation of the Desert Valleys League right around the mid-1960s. I believe Indio High School came into existence in 1965, and then the old Imperial Valley League teams, the three bigger teams at the time, Calexico, Central, and Brawley, all moved in with Coachella Palo Verde. Or Palo Verde is actually an original member of the IVL, then moved to the DVL with the local schools, and then when Riverside County and Imperial County pretty much split, and that was about 1996. Ironically, the Riverside schools did not want the Riverside team, Palo Verde, and we said, hey, we've been playing them for half a century. We can keep this up. Another irony is the fact that as you look at the Imperial Valley League schedule for the 2020 season, had it been played when it was originally scheduled in the fall, Murray, Palo Verde isn't in the IVL anymore.
Nope, they joined the Desert League along with Holtville, Vincent, Calapat, and Mountain Empire.
So, and I understand that soon Mountain Empire has 1 year commitment only, and they are going to try to move on. So the Manzanita League will come into existence probably this fall, and it will be Palo Verde, Holtville, Mountain Empire, Calipatria,
Vincent Memorial.
And Vincent Memorial.
Right.
And the Imperial Valley League, of course, will be the 5 remaining teams, which is Brawley, Imperial, Southwest Central, and Calexico.
Right.
So first of all, no matter COVID-19 or not, the 2020 season would have been kind of a groundbreaking season in the way of scheduling and realignments and things like that. It was a watershed year.
Right.
However, that season is now being played now. This is not the 2021 season. That will commence in August.
Right.
This is a kind of a, whatever you want to call it, let's play a few games. And, keep in mind that for the Brawley High Wildcats, you have your seniors, and I believe Chandler Self is out there representing as a captain, and he is a senior, and this is it. Had we not had any kind of a season and a lot of pressure, the school felt pressure, the kids felt pressure, and we don't know what to expect from the football game itself. I don't know if you saw the scrimmage last night between Imperial and Calexico. We don't know what this is going to come about. The referees are out here. They have masks on. I don't know if they have whistles or they have the electric ones that we're supposed to be using for volleyball, but that's not there. And we're going to play the national anthem, so we will kind of step back for a second and come on back with a little pregame and get ready for the kickoff. Okay, kind of a rendition of the national anthem. And welcome back. You are listening to exciting 2020 Brawley High Wildcat football. Tom Ronco with Murray Anderson. And for those of you who have not listened to Holtville football before, if you're a Wildcat fan, and if you're a Viking fan, you are well familiar with the fact that for a couple of seasons, Murray and Jared Garawal brought you all the exciting Viking action. So, Murray, it's that Holtville's trying to play as many IVL schools as they can under Coach Jason Turner.
It's Coach Jason Turner's 4th year, and he's really tried to step up the level of competition during the non-league season. He's got a senior-laden team this year. He knew he had a senior-laden team, so he really wanted to step things up. And, fortunately, Brawley had an opening this first week. Holtville had an opening, so they were able to get together and play this one. I think Jason's got about 20 seniors on the roster tonight, so these guys have their last 5 games of their high school careers, and I'm sure they're looking forward to it and hyped up because it's their final go-round.
And I talked with Jason throughout the pandemic, on and off for various stories for some local periodicals, and basically he feels a very, very deep commitment to his seniors, and he wanted to give them every opportunity. We'll go over the schedule when we get a chance for next week's games. And one of the things that's obvious from these 6 weeks that are available to play, this being one of them, that Central only has 4 games. So that
they did fill a bye. I think it's their March 26th. Is that the?
Yep.
I think they filled that bye. Them and Vince Memorial are going to play on that week.
Okay. All right.
They both had byes that week. They agreed to get together. Coach David Wong was hesitant at first, but they are playing that one at Central.
Okay, Brawley will kick off. Doing the kicking off is Jorge Haro. And Haro kicks it. It's going to bounce at about the 12-yard line. And going to be a nice return out here. And still on his feet. I'll tell you, he kind of duked and dodged a little bit for the Holtville Vikings, number 16.
That is Jose DeVoe, senior. Their senior captain, leader,
quarterback,
everything for the Vikings offense.
Okay, well, there you go. For the Brawley defense, I'll give you a few of the people as they come up. But right now, the line will be Adam Salazar at nose guard, Brody Enders, a sophomore at left tackle, and Nathan May, who went from number 9 to number 19 for this season. He will be at the right tackle. Holtville comes out in the shotgun. They've got 2 slots and a big left tackle, which you need. And here comes Mr. Everything. And he's going to pick up 8 yards. So
yeah, they moved Jose DeVoe to quarterback this year, trying to play a little bit 4 wide, 5 wide receiver, and give him more options in the backfield.
Okay, he was a running back last year, if I'm correct. Okay.
For the first 3 years, yes.
For the first 3 years, okay. It'll be 2nd and about 2 from the 42-yard line.
And you're going to have a face mask as DeVoe tried to scramble up the middle and got caught.
Okay, they're going to call it right there. Did not see the tackle. Trying to get used to a mask and fogging my glasses, which doesn't help. All right, I think we can get this. Ironically, I have a very nice mask that I wear a lot. I live in, as most people know, I'm in Northern California most of the time. But it is a mask given to me by Jason Turner of the Holtville Vikings, and I decided it would not wear it tonight. And just trying to stay neutral here a little bit. 11-12 to go here in the first quarter. First series, first down for Holtville. And they try to give the ball on a little give and go. And number 5 is going to drop it, and then he sheds a tackle by Chandler Self.
That is senior Abraham Ramos, number 5.
And he will eventually be tackled out there by number 32. Do we have a 32? we have a lot of changes, Murray, in terms of the Wildcats. Well, your team is senior laden. Ours 32 is Mario Cazares. He's a sophomore. And again, I went over the roster today with Coach John Self, and we got a lot of on defense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 new players.
Little inside handoff to Ramos going around the left side. Didn't fool anybody on Brawley's team.
Yeah, that's the second time. This time Ramos got it cleanly. And a tackle out there again by number 32, Cazares. I don't know if he's shadowing him from his inside linebacker position or not. But after getting a first down at the, near midfield 49, the next 2 plays, Holtville does the cumbia and takes 2 steps back. So it's time for a step forward. We run into a
3rd and 16 for the Vikings.
3rd and 16. Okay. And the snap is back, and Duveau will throw. He had the man open, actually. Nice shot for number 81. That's Joel Gomez. And Gomez was kind of open, but he was in traffic, and I think he just kind of got distracted. I think the caliber from what I was told of the Calexico Imperial scrimmage last night, Murray, is, you can't take a sport that's played and practiced year-round and suddenly come on out in 14 days.
And kids haven't played this sport in 15 months.
Oh, yeah.
So the last games were early November.
Yeah, and they probably, a lot of them, just like me, had trouble socially distancing from their refrigerator and whatnot. And, that's what you end up with. It'll be the first punt of the night. Returning for the Brawley High Wildcats is, I think, Cameron Gutierrez, a senior, number 4.
And that is DeVoe on the punt. It gets caught up in the wind. Going to bounce at the 37 and bounce in favor of Brawley.
Oh, my goodness. The ball hit, as Murray said, on the 37, and he got the wrong kind of spin on it. The backspin sent it to the 45, so the Brawley High Wildcats will run their first offensive play of the 2020 season, and they will be starting at their own 45-yard line. The quarterback, of course, is back, and that is sophomore Ethan Gutierrez, and I don't know when the last time I've said a sophomore is returning for his second year. He was a freshman last year, did a great job stepping in when he needed to. The halfback is Daniel Camilo Jr. His dad played for the Brawley High Wildcats. The fullback is Isaiah Young, number 23. He's a junior. His father is the offensive coordinator and one of the leading rushers in Wildcat football history. And the Wildcats show a little bit of rust as the first handoff goes to the ground, and Gutierrez covers it. And it'll be a loss of about a yard.
So like we said, 15 months since these kids have played football. Things are a little rusty out here early on.
Well, it's a new center. The Wildcats also replacing most of their offensive line. The center is Brian Porpos, Porros. He's a sophomore. So he played a little bit of Pop Warner, a little bit of high school, and then, as you say, had 15 months off. It's going to be a nice little run out to the outside. Good tackling over there by the Holtville Vikings.
Isaiah Young on the carry.
Okay, and that's Isaiah Young. And Isaiah
gets 5 on his first carry.
Gets 5 on his first carry.
Going to bring up a 3rd and 6.
Again, his father is Brandon, but he's going to earn this on his own. Brandon Young played in 95 and 96. Rushed for, I think, 2,200 yards his senior year. Went to St. Mary's College when they still had football on a scholarship, and ended up being their 5th leading rusher career-wise. So quite a great athlete. And in motion is number 3, and they're going to do a little motion with him, and he's going to try to get outside. That was the wing back coming across, it looked like. And that's Jaden Figueroa. And, wrong side. Number 3, Jaden Figueroa. He's a senior. Tries to run kind of a fly sweep, I guess, or buck sweep, if you want to call it in the old
Carol Buckley classic, buck sweep.
Oh,
yeah.
Too many years in the booth with Carroll and John Driffel. That'll do that to you. But Cal Jones ran that. He loved it.
It's 4th and 4 for the Wildcats as they just got over midfield. Looks like they're in punt formation.
Okay, and the punter is Jaden Figueroa. And he gets off a beauty, actually. And a little wind behind him, I think, helped that out. It's going to be taken at about the 5.
That is DeVoe on the return.
And that is DeVoe on the return. And DeVoe, nice kind of tackle. He was grabbed high by number 10 for the Brawley High Wildcats. That is Gilbert Corrales. And but number 4 came in underneath Cameron Gutierrez. And he put a nice hit on him. He took his legs out.
Yep, so the Vikings' second possession will start at their own 25-yard line.
Okay, no score in the game. 8:07 to play. You're you're listening or watching or both the webcast from the Desert Review and Brawley Wildcat Broadcasting, and we are proud to bring the 2020 season to you on the first night. And this is going to be, again, kind of student body to the left, or to the right, I should say. And DeVoe will pick up a couple.
That looks like about 3 out to the 29 or 28-yard line.
For Holtville, it's going to be a little tough start because I don't know if they are into the wind. So passing right away may not be the best idea. And Turner in no hurry probably. And here goes DeVoe. Oh! Touchdown saving tackle out there by number 8 for the Brawley High Wildcats as DeVoe was able to, he's very good at shedding tacklers, Murray. Yeah, Ruben Arbaca.
A 18-yard gain for DeVoe on that one.
Best offensive play of the night goes to the Holtville Vikings so far with 7:25 to go. They'll have a 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line. And here goes DeVoe again. And yeah, that did not look good. He wants somebody. He got kind of his cleats, and again, unfortunately, when school stops, they tend to stop taking care of the grass because nobody's out here, The principal's daily tour of the campus apparently doesn't include the grass. And he looks like he got caught, Murray, in kind of a murky thing.
He's got a trainer looking at him right now on the bench, kind of looking at the ankle and the lower half of the leg.
Okay, in at quarterback is number 1, I believe. No, or number 5.
I believe that's going to be number 1. That is Eric Garcia. He transferred from Central last season.
Okay. And not quite as big as DeVoe, but he gives it off to number 5.
Gave it to Ramos.
On second and about 4, and Ramos had no problem picking up the first down. So with 6:17 to go here in the first quarter, the Vikes have picked up consecutive first downs. And the referee says, let's get this clock rolling.
Yeah, Eric Garcia, the quarterback, he was the backup to Osuna last year at Central.
Oh, okay.
And then when they brought in the kid from Imperial,
he said, I want to play somewhere.
I think Garcia's, one of his parents is from Holtville, so.
Okay. Oh, little razzle-dazzle there as the handoff goes first to number 5. And that's Ramos, and then Ramos gives it back to number 1, I think?
No, it was number 6, Donovan Johnston.
Okay.
Athletic Director C.J. Johnston's son on that carry.
Okay. I was going to say, that's a Holtville name. We don't have to worry about where he's from.
That was a 4-yard gain on that one. Going to bring up 2nd and 6 for the Vikes from the 38.
Yeah, you find him on the street, you know where to take him home, right, Murray? Here we go, 2nd and about 6, as he says. We're inside Brawley territory, line of scrimmage about the 39. This is going to be a little bit going forward.
That was Ramos kind of just plunging forward a little bit on that one.
Yeah, I didn't get a clear hole. When Holtville's been able to kind of open a quick hole, the backs are quick to get through it. That time, Chandler Self was standing there, and he's a little bit tougher to move on a team that is not senior-laden. Channy is one of the seniors. So he's got the most experience probably that whole defensive unit. He's played since he was a sophomore on the varsity.
Vikings looking at 3rd and 5 here.
kind of a single wing looking thing, and they're going to run to the wing
Give
side.
it to Ramos again. He's still going to fight forward. It's going to be close.
Yeah, Ramos is going to, yeah.
For extra yards there. Number 22.
Looks like he's going to be just a little short.
It looks like it's going to be a fourth and less than a yard with 4:22 to go in a scoreless first quarter. We're in Holtville, California. Tom Ronco, Murray Anderson for the Desert Review and Brawley Wildcat Broadcasting. And we're bringing you the first game of the 2020 season. And on fourth down, they go with a short snap.
Yeah, the fullback. He's going to plow his way forward. It's
going to be, from the far side spot. He's got it.
Yeah.
And
they called it a first down. What number was that? Who got that carry? Oh, that was Jeremiah Higgins on that carry.
22?
He's a senior. Yep, 22.
Okay, I thought that was.
He's been a fullback. I think this is his third year playing that fullback spot.
Well, he played that one very well. And Jason Turner rolling the dice. No need to punt it down in Brawley territory, so it's on the 20.
Give to Ramos.
And a give to Ramos. And Ramos sprints through a hole.
5-yard gain up to the 26-yard line.
Okay, tackle out there by number 22. That's Dawson Figueroa. He is a junior for the Wildcats. First year for him in the starting position. The Wildcats lost 2 linebackers and all 4 defensive backs to graduation. And so kind of everybody.
Looks like they've wrapped DeVoe's ankle, and he's doing some jogging along the sideline now. Looks like he'll be back.
Okay, 2nd down and 5, and here's Ramos.
Ramos on a little misdirection.
Yeah.
Not going to get much.
No, that time the Wildcats kind of stayed home, coming in there number 3 for the Brawley High Wildcats, and that was Jaden Figueroa. So the outside linebacker just kind of stayed home, which, again, after 15 months, Murray, the discipline to know where to be is key.
Looks like it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 4 for the Vikings at the 25-yard line. Again, you got Eric Garcia. He's a senior as your quarterback. Abraham Ramos next to him.
Okay, this will be 3rd and about 3.
Well,
and somebody jumped from the Holtville Viking line, and now make it 3rd and 8. And, you know, Murray, when you move the ball on the ground, and that doesn't sound like much, 5 yards, but on 3rd down, it generally slows down the team. Although DeVoe is ready to come back in.
Yeah.
Not a real big young man. I worry about his durability a little bit, but looks obviously good instincts, and he's taken a pounding for 3 years. So
yeah.
He's split back. He's got a lead back blocker.
Not going to go very far on that one on 3rd and 9.
He's going to go not too far. Good block out there by number 22. He's quite powerful. I just watched him take 2 Wildcats out.
That's Jeremiah Higgins. Like I said, he's been playing fullback for 3 years. He knows how to block.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Well, just because he's played 3 years, I know a lot of them played 3 years and don't know how to block. It's a selfless act. Coming up on 1 minute and about a half to play here in the first quarter.
Vikings,
first game of the year.
4th and 7 for the Vikings, and Jason Turner does not like to punt. He's going to keep it in DeVoe's hands. He's going to try and get outside. He's going to get
it.
It's going to be close. Was able to stretch for it.
Yep, he got it. From where the referee was standing, I don't know. But he's got a great way, Murray. His first step and lean, and he's able to keep his feet going left, but his body starts listening right.
Right.
And so the defenders are watching his numbers or his helmet instead of watching his feet. And that time he just plain left a couple of Wildcats in their tracks.
It's going to be close. Looks like they might. And it's a first down.
And it's a first down for the Vikings.
Wow. That's the 4th first down of the drive? With a minute 18 to go, it's probably the fourth first down of the drive. And setting up camp on the Brawley 21-yard line are the Holtville Vikings. And I like to refer, talking with Coach Self today, Murray, is his defense is a 20-20. Between the 20s, they'll give you give you certain plays. Now is when they usually tighten down, but again, a lot of young men out there haven't been in this situation.
DeVoe trying to get out to his
DeVoe
right,
trying to get outside. And Chandler Self's claiming he was absconded, but the Wildcats now seem to be adjusting to that a little bit better. Had two defenders out there. One of them that made the tackle was number 23, Isaiah Young, also out there, number 41, Channy Self. And so Wildcats, if you look at just the defensive alignment now, those are actually only 3 down linemen, and they've moved a couple of the inside linebackers up closer to the line of scrimmage to not give DeVoe that opportunity to hit that top speed.
Yeah, they're containing very well. They did on that play.
Okay, second and
inside
11.
give to the fullback Higgins. Higgins is going to just carry some people.
And Higgins, I'll tell you, he is, wow. And that's a very effective play. He's going to pick up, looks like 5.
Stopped by the middle of the Wildcat line.
Yeah, he got down to about the 18-yard line. That's a 5-yard gain for Jeremiah Higgins.
Okay, with that 5-yard gain, there goes the clock, and we are heading on to the second quarter. And we'd like to remind you, if I can get this thing, there you go. That Brawley High Wildcat football on the Desert Review and Wildcat Broadcasting, brought to you by A&R Construction, Brant Beef, Brawley Auto Center, Brownies and the Town Pump, the Dom Team for Real Estate, Fry Chapel, Hart Insurance Company, Johnny's Burritos, ClickUp Parker Insurance, The Man Company, Ojeda Industries, OK Rubber Tire, Smith Kendall Insurance and Real Estate, and the Vision Care Center in Brawley. Tom Ronco with Murray Anderson getting set to bring the second quarter. And first quarter, pretty much what I expected, Murray, the kind of veteran team executing a little better, but the Wildcats growing up fast.
Yeah, Vikings are on a 14-play drive currently that started at their own 25-yard line. Ate up a lot of that first quarter just with this drive alone. They ate up the last 8 minutes of the first quarter. So, of course, that was going into the wind. Will Coach Turner open it up? Now that he's got the wind in his back here in the second quarter, we'll have to see.
All right. First meeting, and other than an incidental meeting.
Yeah, about 21 years ago, an incidental meeting.
Yeah, an incidental meeting. And now the Wildcats and Holtville trying to get something going.
Inside give to Ramos. He's looking for a hole. He's patient. He found a little gap.
Yep. Now, Ramos got about 5 yards on that, maybe 6. They're getting ready to move the chains. And he got those all on his own, Murray. Just everybody just kept.
Yeah, his patience. He just waited and waited and waited until he found a little gap he could shoot through.
Yep. Okay, and the Wildcats
looks like they
call the first time out of the season.
Vikings are down to the 8-yard line. Looks like maybe the 7. Looks like we are a long way away, and my old eyes can't see exactly where they're spotting that one.
Yeah, well, I'm right there with you. Okay, and it again, the field is
not the greenest field.
No. For a farm community, everybody ought to be ashamed. But, so I'm sure one of these guys here in the stands with us on the Holtville side are thinking, I could just bring in a fertilizer truck and green this thing up in no time, and it'll look better by next week, I'll guarantee you. Nothing like getting the community involved.
So looks like it's first and goal from about the 7 for the Vikings.
First and goal from the 7.
Direct snap to...
Direct snap to number 10, Ryder Merton.
Interesting. A direct snap to Ryder Merton, a senior also.
Chandler Self on the tackle.
Looks like no gain.
Okay, no gain on that. Channy Self coming up with the tackle. That just, it seemed, when they do that quick one, it doesn't seem like anybody's moving but the guy with the ball. And in that case, you're pretty much on your own if the element of surprise doesn't do it. Direct snap to
DeVoe up the middle.
And he just knifed in.
And he is in.
He is in for a touchdown. So with 11:17 to go in the second quarter.
He's a player down for the Vikings.
Okay, if my pen will work.
And looks like DeVoe is down in the end zone, kind of grabbing at a leg again. So it's a 7-yard touchdown run for Jose DeVoe. And that culminates a 17-play, 75-yard drive for the Vikings.
Okay. And the second quarter with 11:17 to go. First score goes again to DeVoe on a 7-yard run.
Yep.
Okay.
Could be a costly touchdown for the Vikings as DeVoe is still in the end zone.
Yeah, I was going to say, one of the things that and you're a coach, okay? It had 14 days to get ready after 15 months off. And realize that if you're a Brawley Wildcat, those 15 months, 14 of them you would have spent every morning in the weight room,
right,
or in some kind of training drills or whatever. And to try to get out there, it's like playing in the park. When I'm sure when you were a kid, everybody got together in the park on Sunday to play a game, and somebody inevitably twisted or turned or did something,
right,
because we just weren't in shape. And DeVoe is this time being carried off. Last time he kind of limped off and took himself out. This time he's being carried off, and as you say, that doesn't bode well. In to try the extra point is number 40, I believe.
Yep.
And that is Ferman Valerde.
Freshman.
A freshman.
Yep.
And he doesn't show. Oh, and it's blocked.
Blocked by the Wildcats.
And the Wildcats block the kick.
Block the kick.
And that happened kind of quick. So it's Holtville 6 and the Brawley High Wildcats 0. And with 11:17 to go, the Wildcats will get just their second possession of the game, Murray.
Yeah, just their second possession. They've only run 3 offensive plays and then had to punt. And like we said, Holtville just finished up a 17-play, 75-yard drive. So the Brawley offense should be well rested because the Holtville ate up almost 10 minutes of clock there.
It would if it were Imperial and we were platooning, but unfortunately for Isaiah Young and a bunch of others, they're just going to turn around
both ways,
and go the other way. For the Brawley High Wildcats, deep to receive is number 4. And that's Cameron Gutierrez, who also returns punts. Also back there with him, it looks like number 20, I can't see. Let me see.
The 22?
22, Dawson Figueroa. There you go.
Looks like Holtville did a little pooch kick.
A little pooch kick, hoping to get something going. But number 3 for the Wildcats, Christopher Camilo, let's see, Christopher is the sophomore. Okay, there's 2 Carrillos. Daniel is a sophomore, and Christopher is a freshman. So I think they were holding some kind of AAU just kind of workouts, training.
Right.
And Christopher asked Coach, he said, hey, can my little brother come? He's a freshman. And he said, bring him out. And he impressed the coaches, and they kept him. No freshman football, no JV football this year. So that's his only chance to play, and he's earned it. Here's a
Gutierrez.
keeper by Nathan Gutierrez, and Nathan is off to the races. He's he tries to cut back. He looks back. Don't look back. What did Satchel Paige say? Don't look back. They may be gaining on you. But Gutierrez takes it from...
Started at the 34-yard line. He takes it all the way down to the 23 of the Vikings.
Okay, 34 to the 23.
That's a 43-yard run for Ethan Gutierrez.
Okay. And the clock keeps running as he stayed in bounds. 10:44 to go. Second quarter. Welcome. Glad you could join us. Tom Ronco, Murray Anderson, bringing you exciting Wildcat football on the DesertReview.com. Join us every week for the webcast. Tries to put a man in motion. This is going to be the first pitch of the year. And Holtville had it. I don't know what. I think it's a face mask maybe. Raked him a little bit.
Face mask or a horse collar and then something in the middle of the field as well. We've got 2 flags down.
Yeah, we got lots of stuff. going on.
Of course, our white hat today is the legend from IVC, J.J. Jackson. He'll clear this up, and he'll let everybody know.
I was going to say that, yeah. A legend in his own mind.
Horse collar tackle on the Vikings, holding on the Wildcats. Looks like
we're going to replay the down.
Nothing happened, so it's 1st and 10.
1st and 10. The Brawley Wildcat line is, again, the center is Brian Porpotas, number 52. He's a sophomore. Right guard is Seth Melendrez, 53. He's a senior. Right tackle is Jonathan Garcia, number 71. He is a junior. The left guard is Adam Salazar, number 55. He's a senior. And the key to the Wildcats' hopes is left tackle Tomas Rubio, number 72. He's a senior. He was a stud last year. And Gutierrez is going to give it on inside. Whoa, nice tackle there.
Stop by Ryder Merton.
Yeah, Ryder
Merton, senior.
Yeah,
captain, linebacker.
He just got a hold, I believe, of Camilo, and that was that.
Was it Young or was it Camilo?
No, I think it was Young. You're right, number 23.
Give him a gain of 1 on that one. Takes the Wildcats down to the 22-yard line. Going to be 2nd and 9.
Okay, Brawley in there. Kind of single wing, and everybody in tight, and it's going to be a pitch, and they're going to try to get Young outside, and he's able to keep his feet. But, and the ball comes loose, and the Wildcats, I think, recover it.
I think they ruled him down before the ball squirted out. Forward progress had stopped, whistle had blown.
Okay, you're right. They're going to give him a couple yards on that. And just before that happened, Murray, the thought that was in my mind is the runners are running straight up, and the tacklers are all tackling high. So these kids are not in football shape.
No.
You don't play football from your waist up. You play it from your waist down, and they just, legs aren't there right at the moment.
It's going to set up a 3rd and 7 for the Wildcats at the 20.
Okay, a big play by Ethan Gutierrez takes the Wildcats deep from their own territory. I believe that was the 34 to the Holtville 23. But now things have stalled on 2 plays. They've only been able to get to the 20. And now they're going to get to the 15 thanks to a little over-anxiousness by number 10. That's Merton.
That's Merton. He was trying to guess a snap count, and he guessed wrong.
And, Gutierrez, even as a freshman last year, Murray, was very, very good at that. So with 8:16 to go, other than the offsetting penalties, that's, it's been pretty clean. Everybody up on the line, everybody in the box. And the give is inside, and, again, they follow Tomas Rubio running to the left.
I mean, that was Young again on the carry.
Yeah.
Able to get the 1st down across the 15. Looks like he got to about the 13.
Looks like the 12, 12 or 13. That's as good a guess as any. 7:40, the clock running in a very quick first half so far. Here in the first game. Actually, one of the 2 first games of the 2020 football season. Glad you could join us. Hope you'll join us for the remaining 5 games for the Wildcats. I think Holtville has 5 also.
Yep.
And so they'll get their 6 as long as all the protocols are met. And here goes Gutierrez. He throws the first pass of the season. It's outside over there to number 3. And just kind of like what they call in the NFL a check down. Jaden Figueroa just kind of staying away, a little bit of distance.
Right.
Gutierrez had nowhere to turn the corner on the option. So he just flicked it out there, and the Wildcats pick up 5 yards on the first pass of the year. And that came with 7:06 to go. Holtville has not. Oh, yeah, they tried 1 pass. That's right.
Right.
Yeah, well, that's the first completion of the year.
Looks like they just got inside the 10 to the 9. Going to bring up 2nd down and 6 for the Wildcats.
And, again, Gutierrez in no hurry. Now brings over, puts the man in motion, flips it outside to Figueroa, and they're going to call, I think, too many men moving or something.
Yeah, I think a couple guys were in motion at the same time.
Yeah.
Jaden Figueroa on the carry, stopped by Jeremiah.
And again, I just expect many of those over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yep, illegal shift. Yeah, the minute you get two guys in motion, Murray,
something went wrong.
Well, no, it's precision, okay? And again, precision is not exactly what we're talking here tonight. 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Clock stopped with Holtville leading. I haven't been adding that in there. 6-0. Scored the first touchdown of the year. DuVoe, the quarterback, but he is now sitting on the sidelines kind of packed in ice. And not a good sign. And this is a give to
42.
42. Started by Ramos.
And that's a new name, Tanner Carranza. Oh, okay, son of Brawley baseball coach yeah. Pedro Carranza. He has two sons at the school. One's a senior, and Tanner is a sophomore. Both good baseball prospects and looking forward to baseball season. May have to make up their mind here in a couple of weeks which one they're going to play because they can only play one.
I'm guessing they're going to go with Dad.
I would. If you want to eat dinner at night, yeah, I would say that's the way to go.
So it looks like about a 3rd and 9 for the Wildcats now. We're about midway through the second quarter.
And the Cumbia keeps going on, coming up, as Murray said, on 6 minutes to go. And Gutierrez back to pass.
Deflected,
the ball is
but still
caught. Nice coming back by Isaiah. Young. And
caught for a loss of about 6 yards.
Yeah, and he probably would have been better just to let it hit the ground. But, you don't know who's around you or who else is going for the ball.
Right.
But picking that ball up cost the Wildcats about 10 yards. So with 5:38 to go and the clock running, the Wildcats are now looking at
looks like about 4th and 16 from about the 20.
And they need to get to, it looks like, about the 3-yard line to get a first down. So they pretty much need a touchdown from the 19.
Yes.
Pretty much. Trailing 6-0. Let's see what the Wildcats come up with.
Not going for the field goal in the wind.
No, not with a brand new kicker either.
Gutierrez back
to pass, fires the pass, and it's in and out of the hands of the intended receiver.
And the Vikings will take over.
And the Vikings will take over on downs. So Holtville will maintain its 6-0 lead. The good news is last time it took them 17 plays and about 10 minutes to score, and they only have 5 right now. So
and a new quarterback.
Yeah. He DuVoe looks like
he might be done for the night. He's packed in ice. There's not much movement.
And again, this was originally slated as a scrimmage, and we apologize for timeout Holtville. And we kind of apologize for throwing everything together in terms of the broadcast and the game and everything else. But realistically speaking, Murray, this showed up as a scrimmage in the original schedule I received. And then they decided that they couldn't schedule enough games, so they decided to make it a game. So I think that's why it's kind of moved to Saturday. They had to get enough practices in, so they had to practice yesterday to get the required minimum number of practices to have an official game. Practice days.
Yes, yeah. Practice days.
It's so funny because if you practice twice in a normal season, like in August, they count the times you practice.
Right.
So, because some schools in San Diego are practicing in the morning, midday, and at night.
3 days.
Yeah. And the CIF said, no. And they said, well, we get so many days. So then they went to number of practices. So when they came up with 14, everybody said, okay, it's 14 practices. But then they said, oh, no, it's 14 days. So it went back and forth. So that's why last night Imperial and Calexico played a scrimmage, because that is not a game, and you can do that on less than after 10 days, I believe, of practice. And you learn all this stuff because it never ever came up before, but now it's the way we live in 2021, playing the 2020 season. All right, here we go. 1st and 10 for the Vikings, and about the 19-yard line.
So again, it's Eric Garcia, your quarterback. Inside handoff to Ramos, who gets about 8 or 9.
Yeah. Ramos with a nice run with 4:48 to go, and the clock continues to run. And we have a crowd. I don't know, maybe around halftime Lloyd will pan around for us a little bit and show us off the COVID spacing. Wildcat fans were encouraged to bring lawn chairs because they were afraid they, would overflow the bleachers, but that doesn't look like it's a problem. Here's Ramos again, and this time he's going to get met by the Brawley line. But I'll tell you what, he did not go down easy. He's not a big guy, but he look at him. He's just tough. He gets up like, hey, you want more of me? Come get me.
Well, we all know he's from the Ramos family in Holtville. His uncle Harvey or Javier.
Javier. Okay,
Yeah.
That explains the bull. That explains the bullheadedness. Whatever.
He runs a lot like Uncle Javier.
Oh. No, you saw Javi running football?
Oh, yeah. That's what was my time when I was a sports editor here in the Valley.
Oh, yeah. I remember him in baseball.
He was winning MVP football, MVP basketball, MVP of the baseball season. So he was a great athlete here at Holtville High.
Oh, yeah, and a great guy.
Yes.
There's not many people in this county that are finer people. Tackled by Brody Enders, number 37, the big sophomore. And again, tackling him high, and he couldn't get Ramos down. Kind of like cattle call. This is Ramos again.
Holtville keeps running the same play. It's the inside handoff to Ramos. When Eric Garcia has been in the game, it's an inside handoff to Ramos.
Yeah. Well, Garcia, probably at least in practice with rookie Pena over at Central, must have thrown the ball because they like to air it out. So
right.
I imagine when he got his reps, they were, chuck it. 3:13 to go. Holtville now with a 2nd and 6. And here we go. He throws a little soft pass out there, and it's caught. There's flags all over the place.
Yeah, there's a lot of laundry on the field. That was caught by Donovan Johnson. We'll see if it holds.
Donovan Johnson on the reception. Out there, number 8 for the Brawley High Wildcats. And that is Ruben Arbaca. We've talked about him a couple of times. And he seemed to get turned around a little late to the party, but not that late.
So they're talking to Coach Self, so...
Yeah, so it's got to be...
something on Holtville, so it's kind of come back.
Yeah, he's not going to give him the game, no. I don't know what took so long to decide that. Most times you just start pointing, right?
Right,
take it back, take
right.
it back, take it back, take it back. And let's see if we can figure out what it is.
That's a procedure penalty. A motion.
Oh, motion.
Yeah.
Wow. That must have been motion before all the motion because there was a lot of it going on the play.
Oh, there was a motion penalty and an offensive pass interference penalty. So Holtville got hit for 2 penalties on that one.
Oh, okay. So now it becomes 2nd and no, they only took 5 yards.
Yeah, 5 yards.
Oh, I guess the question then was which one do you want, right? As if it matters if they're both 5 yards. Okay, 2nd and 11,
Yep.
2:52, and the clock suddenly running, and the quarterback's going to give it. No, he's going to keep it, and no, he fooled me.
Yeah, he gave it.
To,
Was it Ramos? Yep.
yeah, Ramos again. Yeah,
No, that was Johnston. That was CJ. Not CJ. That was Donovan.
Donovan
on that carry because Ramos was still in the backfield. So that was Donovan Johnston on that carry.
Okay, Donovan is what year, Murray?
He is a junior.
Okay, a heck of a wrestler.
Yes.
And his dad was, and is a wrestling coach.
Yes.
And so, he's been probably wrestling. And Mom played
everything, I believe. Volleyball, basketball, and softball.
Carrie Ann, when she was at El Centro Junior Softball League, when she's 4th or 5th grade, played in an all-star team representing the league along with my daughter, Michelle. So we've known her for a lot. Great girl, great young girl. CJ, a great guy. So figure their kids got some pretty good.
Yeah, they've got 3. They've got a junior in Donovan, a sophomore in Demi, and then they have an 8th grader who will be here next year at Holtville. His name is Dion, and both boys, of course, are wrestlers, been wrestling their whole lives.
Wrestling each other.
Yeah.
Probably, and Dad. Yeah. We'll see who wins that one. Wildcat Football brought to you by A&R Construction, Brant Beef, Brawley Auto Center, Brownies and the Town Pump, Dom Team. And we're going to have, with 2:35 resumption of play, Holtville up by a score of 6-0. Tom Ronco with Murray Anderson. Glad you could join us on the webcast.
Oh,
and
my
now
goodness.
this pass is wide open out there at the number 4. Might have made the wrong move there. The fake was good, but then he should have kept it outside. You want to run outside when it's under 2 minutes, Mel, or getting close.
But he got an 11-yard gain for a first down.
Yeah.
That was Jonathan Haraz, basketball player, obviously standing 6'5".
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And okay. So the first completion of the year for the Holtville Vikings. And again, the quarterback getting
Eric Garcia.
Eric Garcia getting looks like a little more confidence. And I'm sure that Jason's going to bring him along, say, hey, just don't crash the Porsche. We're up 6-0. And the Wildcats shut out on characteristic. And here's Higgins again on the short snap. They call that an H-back, I believe, correct? I won't tell you what what the Brawley coaches call it, but anyway, it is, in a very effective play in high school. And again, for a team that's going to primarily run, you still need a little variety. And they're getting the ball to multiple people.
Yeah, and he'll carry a few guys for a few yards. He'll get you a few yards.
Yes, he's not going down ezy. And here comes Ramos.
And
Ramos busts out. Ramos is going to take it to the house. A 54-yard touchdown run by
Abraham
Ramos. And the Holtville Vikings have shot themselves into a 12-0 lead over the visiting Brawley High Wildcats. And I can understand now, up till this point, why Coach Turner wanted to let his seniors turn them loose.
You know, prior to the game, I was talking to Abraham's father down there, Tony Ramos. He's the basketball coach here at Holtville High School, the boys basketball coach.
Okay.
And he said Abraham had been working out the whole quarantine, so it kind of shows how he's a little bit stronger this season. And we just saw him have some breakaway speed with that one.
That's a 54-yard run.
54-yard run that culminates a 7-play drive that started at their own 19-yard line. So that's an 81-yard drive, 7 plays.
Okay, and we'll see what happens. First PAT was, I think Brawley's called timeout.
Yes.
Give us a chance to throw in a few more of our would-be sponsors: Fry Chapel and Mortuary, Heart Insurance Centers in El Centro and Brawley, Johnny's Burritos in Imperial and in Brawley, Clicka Parker Insurance Company. Always appreciate Jeff being with us, and the Man Company on Main Street in Brawley, Ojeda Industries, OK Rubber Tire. And they do a little bit more than that. They take care of your whole car. I take mine in there for service and repairs and everything else. So stop by OK Rubber, 8th and the Highway in Brawley.
So it looks like Holtville's going to go for 2 here, as they've got Garcia and Ramos in the backfield.
Okay, going to go for the 2 after having the PAT attempt blocked. This goes down. Garcia has a man open, and that looked pretty easy, I'll tell you what.
That's for the 2-point conversion to C.J. Nunez.
That was C.J. Nunez. He's another one of those 20 seniors on the team.
Number 1 to number
8.
Number 8?
Yep.
Number 1 to number 8. And now suddenly it is 14-0 in favor of the Holtville Vikings.
And you've got to believe Coach Turner is happy with that drive after his stud is on the bench injured. Players didn't put their heads down. Garcia has played at Central before, so he's got some experience underneath. And, Ramos has shown that he's ready for the season. So.
Yeah, and Central scored a lot of points, so he played a lot.
You're right.
I know Rookie kept him in, make sure his machine is fine-tuned, but at the end, he's, I'm sure that Garcia.
I believe he got some snaps in the Bell game, late in that Bell game last year, too.
Yeah, you were there,
Yeah.
Okay, the Wildcats now will try to regroup with 120 to go. It's a short kick, kind of bounced around, fumbled around, picked up finally by number 4 for the Wildcats. And again, and now it bounces out. And the Holtville Vikings, I don't know, number 4, that's Cameron Gutierrez. He must have got a pop. And I believe that is Austin Gutierrez's, for Wildcat fans, younger brother. And he apparently got popped. We couldn't see it. It's way on the other side. And quite frankly, with everybody kind of standing around, it looks like a rugby scrub.
I believe that was number 9 on the recovery who dove on the ball. That's Dorian Mays.
Yes, so a fumble. And the Wildcats with 1:09 to go are in trouble because the Holtville Vikings are set up at their own 24-yard line, correct? The Brawley 24.
Yeah, the Brawley looks like about the Brawley 24. With 1:09 left, we'll see if Coach Turner lets Garcia throw the ball a little bit here.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, he's got the wind to his back.
Yep.
So if you're going to throw...
And he's got a 6'5" target in Haraz.
Yes, and the Wildcats have a 5'6" defensive back. 1:09 to go, and again, like to kind of keep you up to date. As I think I mentioned, Ojeda Industries and OK Rubber Tire. Also, Smith Kendall Insurance and Real Estate on Main Street in Brawley, West Main. And I'd like to give a shout out to the people there. And also Doc Barnitsky and Vision Care Center in Brawley. And I'm looking around and I'm thinking, where is Jordan Central Implements? Because I want to give a shout out to them somehow or other. Okay, I went right by them. That's, as you say, my eyes or something's not working right. Okay, here we go. 1:09 to go to halftime. Wildcats trailing 14-0. And here come the Vikings after a turnover. Garcia's a quarterback. Eric on and
looking to his big target.
And he's
going
looking
to throw it up there.
And it's
a touchdown.
Holy Toledo.
We just talked about it. It's nice to have a 6'5" target to throw it to, and he just laid it up there. Jonathan Haraz on the catch.
Kick on number 10, I believe.
Jonathan Haraz is number 4.
Okay.
24-yard touchdown pass from Eric Garcia.
Okay.
So they've had a 17-play drive, Tom, and a 1-play drive.
Okay, you got that. Okay, and they haven't kind of, I think they're going to keep Garcia in there. I think they're going to go for this.
Yeah, I think after that first kick they tried and how slow that happened, they said, we'll just try and go for 2.
Yeah, it did look like a replay. It just did look like an instant replay.
So we got Garcia and Ramos in the backfield. He's going to inside hand it to Ramos. Ramos going to try and sneak underneath people and push people. He's not going to get there.
No, this time the Wildcats are there waiting for him. And I'll tell you, the Wildcats have done fairly well against the run, except for letting Ramos go crazy on him on the one play. But the pass, wow, I'll tell you what, got some work to do there. I'll look at the scoreboard with 55 seconds to go in the second quarter. It is now Holtville 20 and the Brawley High Wildcats nothing. And this doesn't surprise me at all, Murray, to be honest with you. I know some Wildcat
people listening is going to surprise
Wildcat fans may be in a little bit of shock. But, just a lot of questions for the Wildcats coming into the game, and you're going against a team that really has had a lot more time together. A 15-month hiatus, either way.
Right.
But it's different when you
played
have
the
a
last
chemistry.
3 years together.
Yeah. When you have, and go back probably to junior high.
Pop Warner,
Yep, makes a big difference. And Brawley, with a very strong Pop Warner group coming in, but they are basically freshmen and sophomores. Oh, nice kind of over-the-head catch.
Yeah, nice catch.
That was a nice catch out there by the Wildcats, and he's still on his feet and finally kind of, whenever you start slowing down like that, that's Daniel Camilo Jr. And I stress Jr. because Daniel Daniel Sr. played for the Wildcats for Coach John Bishop and John Self.
Looks like he returned that one out to about the 26-yard lines. That's where the Wildcats will take over with 54 seconds left.
Oh, and here goes DeVoe. He's got his pads off and everything else. He's getting a ride in, right? Yeah, he's taking a taxi. So I don't think we'll see him back. And apparently not a crucial need at the moment.
No.
Back to pass is Nathan Gutierrez for the Brawley High Wildcats.
Looking deep, lots of time.
Deep, and buys himself a little more and then runs out of bounds. Now that's, again, for a sophomore, very, very good, very good.
Good awareness out there.
Yeah. He knows what he was doing. 43 seconds. Quick story on Nathan, and this came to me through various sources in Brawley during the middle of the pandemic. In August, the coach from Yuma Catholic, and I'm trying to think of his name, very great program, perennial in the state playoffs, and Brawley played them last year when Ethan was only a sophomore. And he was so impressed with him that he called over to Brawley and said, "Hey, if you guys aren't going to play football, I'll take him. Let him come and play here, and we'll work with him. And we know he's not going to stay, but they like the kid and everything. Oh, and a great pass from Ethan to Isaiah Young, and the Wildcats come up with a strike of their own as Young goes down at the 26-yard line, and
now you've got Ramos low to get up for the Vikings. He was on coverage on that one.
I think the wind got knocked out of him when he spun around. Isaiah came down on his tummy, as it were, or other parts.
Down to the 26-yard line.
So that play is going to net.
I got to do some math. That's a 42-yard pass.
Timeout on the field. Timeout to Holtville.
And that was a nice ball into the wind.
Yes.
That was a very nice pass. So it's going to put Brawley, unfortunately, with just 23 seconds to go, on the 26-yard line. 23 seconds, so that set that up. We will be, Billy Brewer's coming over. I think I'm going to let Billy slide in. I don't think we have another headset. We do? Yeah. We'll give Murray a halftime break, and Billy will step in, kind of bring us up to date on Brawley. Okay. Yeah. Oh. Okay. No, that's fine. We'll be all right. I can tell by the slow walk of Billy that he's not in a hurry to come up here. And but we're going to have athletic director Billy Brewer as our halftime guest, Murray, because he's given him a chance to update for the Brawley people of Brawley and athletes of Brawley what's going on, because there's been so much, just rumors and changes.
Right.
I talked to athletic director Holtville, C.J. Johnston, on Thursday, and he said they just canceled my band and my cheerleaders. And here goes Gutierrez
scrambling.
Nathan Gutierrez scrambling. He may he's going to get run out of bounds on about the
looks like about the
3-yard line. Good job out there for the Holtville Vikings by, is that Ramos again getting up slow?
Number 5, yep.
Yeah, he came over and made the play. But he's not in good shape. He fell down? Yeah, he's hurt. They're going to make him leave the game. And he's tough like Javi, I'm sure.
13.7 seconds to go.
13 seconds left. Wildcats are on the 4. It looks like the 4-yard line.
That's it. That's where I would say they are.
Yeah.
Gutierrez is a quarterback, lone running back, man in motion from right to left, and stops, and then a wide pitch, and he's going to get in.
Yes.
Number 3 for the Brawley High Wildcats.
With 4 seconds left.
Christopher Camilo. Okay. With a 3-yard run. With 3 seconds left. So threes.
We haven't a lot of action in the last minute 20 of this game. 3 touchdowns.
Almost being helped over, so not necessarily the best of news
point after for the Wildcats. Looks like it's up and through.
And that is number 12 with the kick.
And the extra point is good.
I got to learn who all these people are, Murray. Too much going on today. Number 12 with the PAT, so the Wildcats cut the deficit to 20-7 and do it, as Murray pointed out, in 50-something seconds. 40?
Yeah, they took over that possession with just about a minute left. Look like there was, I think, a minute.
It was 55 for the touchdown.
After the kickoff, yep.
So at least 50, around 50 seconds, and that's all it took. And that
was Jorge Haro with the extra point attempt for the Wildcats. Probably taught by Frank Felix, the great soccer coach in Brawley.
Yes. Well, a great kicker.
Great in his mind.
He was the same.
He was a Central Spartan kicker, wasn't he?
He was the Southern Section CIF Division II Defensive Player of the Year for the Spartan team that won in 1988.
Oh, the soccer team. He talks
yeah.
about his kicking exploits for Cal Jones.
Oh, no, but it's like everybody else in the Valley. You can be like All-American in another sport, but you want to always talk about, hey, I was good in football too. I'm telling you, Murray, it's like the red badge of courage. It's so funny. My son said that. He said I could be the greatest baseball player in Brawley history, but if I don't play football, I got nothing to talk about. So that's a man's burden. Kind of a little pooch kick, and
that is Garcia,
that
the
is
quarterback,
Garcia.
and he's going to go nowhere. He needs to go down before he fumbles and let the clock run out.
He ran the clock out, and before he gets hurt, because ill afford anybody
else.
Ill afforded. But, we're going to see a lot of cramping. It's kind of funny. It's cold tonight. Usually the first game is hot.
Right. This is more like an end-of-season game.
It's more like an end-of-season game. Look at the scoreboard at halftime. It's the Holtville Vikings 20, the Brawley High Wildcats 7. Again, not that surprising. And it's a question, I think, Murray, when we come back for the second half, of how soon will they grow up, the Wildcats.
Yeah, that's
and can Holtville
finish with enough players? They're going down, every play basically.
Yeah, Well, one team's kind of inexperienced, and the other one's looking like a mash unit. So we will see what happens. Okay, glad you could join us. We're going to do a little billboard here, just kind of run our sponsors down, and stepping in as Murray takes a little bit of a well-earned break. It will be Brawley Athletic Director Billy Brewer. Okay, let's just run the billboard and see what we got. Here we go.
How you been, boss? No, they're going to come back. Drop off the line.
What you guys said, seniors versus some young kids, they're definitely showing up.
Betty, is that coming through? The billboard? Can you hear it?
Okay. I'm good, buddy. I am good, yes. Oh, gosh, I'm cold, man. Is that what it feels like? It's weird being playing right now.
Hey, this bell game is not cold.
It's a good thing it's not bell game week. I'll just leave it at that. Well, somebody wouldn't have a job. That's mine. Yeah.
Okay, welcome back to exciting Brawley High Wildcat football. Tonight the Wildcats are in Holtville taking on the Vikings, and we've been really privileged to have Murray Anderson step in to help us with the commentary. And, of course, he's Mr. Holtville, member of the City Council. I believe he's on the school board, and he coaches basketball. And, of course, his mom, Jan, longtime athletic director at Holtville High School, and daughter, Orion, a star in basketball and very good in let's see, that better? Yeah, okay. And a star in basketball, and quite a good little volleyball player. So you wear many hats when you live in a town this size. And speaking of small town people, it was a small town when Billy Brewer was growing up in Imperial. All them new houses everywhere were not there. Neither was Brewer Road, though, or Brewer Avenue or whatever. So I guess some progress is good. And shout out to the late Rev that earned that street. And Billy, of course, the athletic director of Brawley High, and we like to welcome him. And Billy, just kind of a quick update. We've got this going, okay? It seems like the cohorts and whatever you want to call them is working. I know this has been like 2 weeks of terror on your health and CJ's and everybody else's. What else is happening? What we got football, and that of course is always the marquee in the Imperial Valley. We've had swimming and cross country going now. They're actually probably mid-season or towards the end, right?
Towards the end.
Yeah.
The swimming's just beginning actually, but the cross country's on the end on the 20th.
Okay, and I saw Coach Pedro Carranza from the baseball team here to watch his son play. He was telling me tryouts today.
Yes, they had them this morning.
Softball also.
Correct.
So we're going to have outdoor sports. There's absolutely in your mind, barring some kind of a somebody testing positive. Okay, we're going to have spring sports. Everything's still outdoors.
Correct. It's only outdoors, nothing indoor. Correct.
Okay, and no. I would almost, unless they change the volleyball season, volleyball's almost run out.
Yes, it ends the 3rd of next month, and that's a sad thing on all of this. I think right now with sports is that, whether we get to basketball or not, and we get that opportunity to play indoor, I'm not sure where that's going to stand as of right now. As you know, the order from our health department is no indoor sports, even though it's been okayed in the state of California, and so and even though we're in the red tier. And so we'll see what happens with indoor sports. But at this point, yes, that does not look from CIF or the California State that the volleyball season is going to be extended.
Yeah, but there are still, and again, if that's the only casualty of this COVID year, and again, these are kind of mini seasons. They are within the valley. Probably we were talking today this football game. I'm not shocked that Holtville is up by a score of 20-7. You've got kids that have played together for probably 3 years and had a 15-month layoff. And on the other side of the field, you have kids that never played together, and they're coming off a 15-month layoff, and it's what we're seeing on the field. So, that's not an excuse. That's a fact. And I talked with Coach John Self today, and we talked long detail about this, and not unexpected. Okay. But the fact is that for Chandler Self and all the other seniors that are out here, the point was to get them some semblance of a senior year.
Correct.
So in that case, this is all a victory.
Yes, I don't know if I'd use the word victory right now.
Well,
The way
okay.
I'm feeling as I'm talking to you right now, but I will tell you that, yes, I'm happy they get an opportunity. And it doesn't matter what I think or feel. What matters is what you just said. That is the priority, is to get these seniors some kind of normalcy before they graduate high school. And so absolutely, and this is a big part of it, no question.
Okay, yeah, and again, and it's going to be, hopefully all the sports will be one level only.
Correct. Varsity only. Correct.
Okay. So, in effect, the freshmen, we talked about this, the freshmen have lost a year.
Yes. It's big. It's big.
I mean, unless you're a freshman and and there's a couple on the Brawley varsity.
Yeah, we do. We have some young kids.
Okay.
Really young kids.
Yeah, and there's a couple there. But just in general, the casualties are kids who will have 3 more years, hopefully normal years, quote unquote, to compete. And it's giving the seniors, if football is an exception, they will have had 4 years to play. But baseball, softball lost their seasons last year. Basketball got theirs. And I think that's in some sense why there is not the urgency to get the indoor sports going. They are more dangerous by any, even if the flu's going around, they're more dangerous. And I don't know whatever happened to the flu, but that's something else. But, you're talking about something here, and again, these people had a season last year. and the spring sports didn't. So I've always felt in covering this since the pandemic started that there was an urgency to get the spring sports in.
Oh, most definitely. No, you're right what you're saying, Coach. You were right on the flu kind of disappearing too. But going back on the other side of that is yes, the spring sports were definitely the priority. And then after the spring sports, it came the rest of these senior kids, right, and sports. Now, going back to the indoor side, what you just said, there was a couple things going against it. One you just talked about. Obviously, being indoors, there's a lot more things that can happen. But the other side of that is with that new lawsuit that came down, as you know, that there's testing protocols now that you have to test regardless of what tier level you're in. If you're an indoor sport, you have to test twice a week, minimum of twice a week. And the state does not pay for that. State helps on the football side of it.
That's not what Newsom said when he said it, but it's the reality.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yes, you're correct on both sides of that.
He's got so much going on that he, I think, in good faith said, hey, we're going to help. I think everything he said towards schools, he's offered him money to open. He's pushing a return to somewhat normalcy for the end of the year. So he kind of, everything is, and we'll give you money.
So, no, you're right.
But the schools cannot afford to do this. And San Diego's crazy. They have to do what San Diego State does, which is test like.
Well, we all do. We're all under that right now.
Oh,
we're all under that.
Okay.
No, we're all under that, and that's so. If you're a school district, you can imagine looking at indoor sports, girls and boys wrestling, volleyball, what might be left of it, girls and boys basketball. It's a lot. It's a lot. Financially, it's a lot. And so everybody wants indoor sports. We want kids to play. We all want kids to play. Everybody wants kids. I've never heard anybody in this valley that's ever said that they don't want indoor sports or any of those sports I just mentioned. But there are some hang-ups. But the biggest one still at this point is our health department. Well, our health department just feels it's not time yet to be able to have indoor sports, and that's where it's at, and that's over all of our heads, and that's what we're abiding by.
I'll tell you what, as I'm breathing tonight, this wind is blowing it. I don't know where it's blowing it to. Some bird somewhere may get it, but the people within, no one's in real close proximity to us. They're not gonna get it. But you get indoors, and Brawley Gym is pretty big and cavernous in a certain sense, but I'm looking across at Holtville's gym, and that's pretty folksy. And even Imperial's gym's not all that big. Even the new one, the old one was a bandbox.
Murray's giving you the eye right now because he likes that folksy bit. He's used that to his girls' basketball advantage.
Oh yeah. Well,
definitely he has against Brawley for sure.
So did his mom.
Yeah.
There's no two ways about that. But Imperial. I mean, the old gym. Geez, you couldn't
hit the wall.
Yeah,
I know I did it plenty of times.
If you sneezed, 22 people around you said, "God bless you." So and the wall. Yeah, you could step into the court to inbound it. That's how small that gym was. And the newer one is bigger, but still, you get so many people in there, and it gets crowded pretty quick. So yeah, if you're going to do 6 feet and all that, it may not be worth the effort. Also, I understand the referees, of course, because they have to have the whistle in their mouth, can't have their mouth covered, and you bring up a whole different set of circumstances. And again, if someone gets sick because of this, there's going to be nowhere to hide, right?
Well, and the rule on that, just so you know what the protocol, so everybody knows what the protocol is and even talking to my own football team, you have to be very careful on this when you're at practice because, we don't do the tracing, the county does. It's not like Billy or somebody from the high school does the tracing. They go back, if you've been around somebody within 6 feet of somebody for 15 continuous minutes, then you're out for 14 days. Well, in football, the way, when a team's practicing,
huddle up.
Yes, and all that, you could
goes your offense.
You could lose everything.
You lose your offense. And in Brawley's case, your offense and your defense because they're the same kids.
So we have to be and I'm talking about every school, we have to be very, very careful what we're doing and everything we do. And so, yes, you're right, going back on the gym sports obviously adds another minus to all of this, what we're talking about.
Yeah, just seating them. Like I said, you can get closer to somebody here, and I think people are aware, and then they kind of, there's a kind of thing now where you just back off a little bit, but you're not in their space.
No, I agree. I totally agree.
And, Billy, where can people keep up with information on this, besides when I write in a paper or something?
Yeah, we have it on the internet, Coach, and on Twitter and a couple different things online where, just information of trying out.
BrawleyHigh.org.
Yes.
Go to athletics.
Yes, /athletics, correct.
BrawleyHigh.org/athletics.
Just Brawley High /athletics, you're good. Right
okay,
there.
Brawley High /athletics. Okay. And where else? Twitter under.
Yeah, we have. If you type in Brawley Athletics, you're gonna get to it online.
So type in Brawley Athletics, and all of these options will, and go out there and keep checking, because you and I talked maybe 6 weeks ago, and none of this was on the radar.
Well, and your last 2 sports for outside just began today.
Yeah.
And if nothing happens indoors, that's it. You're right on these teams, football, baseball, softball, track that's getting ready to kick up. Even though it's been going, they haven't had meets.
Yeah.
Trying to watch obviously this rule with one kid playing in one sport is, these are track kids out here right now on both teams, and both Holtville and Brawley. So obviously that's been a big detriment.
And that's been
to
a
this
change.
Point.
Originally, last summer, they said we're going to waive the rule and let you play more than one sport.
That was CIF that said that. They have up to 3 sports, and even in San Diego County. But in Imperial County, we're a little different on some of those issues, as you know. So at this point, we can play only one sport at the same time, one cohort at the same time.
But I think that's pretty much a statewide rule, too. They had to rescind that, I think. But who knows? And again, what we're finding out is that we may all be the state of California, but, when push comes to shove, everybody goes their own way.
I agree. I totally agree. Let me say one thing, Coach.
Sure.
I just want to say out here, Holtville's been great to us today. CJ does a heck of a job as an athletic director here. He always has. Never gets enough praise, in my opinion. And, for all the hats he wears, he does a great job of hiring coaches. He's got a bunch of good coaches here at Holtville. And it's nice to see a nice, tight community like this. I think they're a lot like us in a lot of ways. And it's always inspirational to see that when you come out here. I wish it was a little more inspirational on the scoreboard right now. But, we'll fight back. We have some more time to go here.
Okay, Billy Brewer, thank you very much for stopping by.
Good seeing you, Coach.
We'll see you the next couple of weeks, I'm sure. We'll try to keep you up to date, and if there's something the school needs to get out to us, Billy will be one of the people, the conduits, to do it. Okay, Murray's going to step back in. He's already made his political rounds. Murray, a newly elected city council member, already working on re-election. That's the way it goes when you take on the political life. I didn't see Jared. Is your partner Jared around here somewhere?
Well, tickets we're giving out to parents, and he doesn't have a son playing.
Oh, that's right. His daughters.
Yes, his daughters play multiple sports, but his son's just a baseball player.
Oh, well, as soon as he gets to high school and everybody's playing football and the girls are all going for the football players, he'll become a football player, Murray, don't you think?
Well, his son's already a junior. So,
he's cut and dried then, huh?
Yeah, he's a baseball player. I think he dabbles a little in basketball, but mainly baseball is his sport.
Well, Jared was a tremendous baseball player.
Right. He was a 3-sport guy. He was a football, basketball, baseball.
Yeah, but of the sports, he was good in football. He was good in everything, but baseball was one of his loves, I'm sure. So, there we go. Score is 20-7. We're going to be starting the second half. Tom Ronco, Murray Anderson has rejoined me, writing tonight for the Holtville Tribune.
Yeah. Another hat I'm wearing.
We won't go into all the hats you're wearing.
I don't think there's enough time in the broadcast.
Well, no, that's man of, Okay. And kind of a pooch kickoff by Holtville. It's going to go out of bounds. That's going to get a flag. And I think it's 35 now? Is that what they put it?
I think it is the 35.
Yeah, if I remember. It's been 15 months for, more. Football season ended in November, and the pandemic came in about 13 months ago. Yeah. So, 15 months, you're right. You're right.
About 15 months.
You nailed it. Okay, 20-7. And the Wildcats, who scored in the last 50 seconds of the first half, will now try to carry that momentum. And there's offsides on Holtville. Holtville's going to get. The Wildcats have decided to make them kick into the wind. I think Coach Self feels he can get maybe some better yardage than the 35. Because they're taking them all the way back to the 35 to kick off. So now Brawley's deep men, quote unquote, are all the way out to the 15. Yeah. So I think he feels like, this is a good roll of the dice.
The 15 ready to scoot up too to catch the ball. You can tell they're ready to come forward.
Yep.
Because the freshman kicker for Holtville hasn't shown the booming leg to get it to the end zone.
Yeah. No. And what he does do is kick a knuckleball and the Wildcats just down it at the 29. So the best laid plans of mice and men, and that kind of backfired. You're listening to exciting Brawley High Wildcat webcast on the desertreview.com. Also brought to you by Wildcat Broadcasting. I'm Tom Rotko. Again, Murray Anderson with me, and I'd like to kind of reach out and thank the Man Company, Jordan Central Implement, Ojeda Industries, OK Rubber Tire, and Smith Kendall Real Estate and Insurance for being our fine sponsors. And back to Ethan Gutierrez is going to try to keep it. And that very well played by Holtville. I'm telling you, you can tell the team that's got the experience, because not only did he not fool a would-be tackler, he didn't fool 4 would-be tacklers.
Yeah, that was.
Am I missing somebody?
Well, containment there was from junior Dorian Mays. His first year up on varsity. He's new to the varsity level for the Vikings.
Okay. All right. And I have that one too, I think. Brawley Auto Center. Oh, okay. All right. I can do that. I'll take care of that. Here we go. All right. First game jitters. 11:16 to go. Clock running as Gutierrez gets about a yard.
Keep it. He's being chased.
He's being chased now.
Wide open.
Nice patience. It was nice patience on the part of Gutierrez, who was trying to set up a screen, and Holtville was in pursuit. Nice pass. His passing from last year, where he was kind of floating the ball, you can tell he's been working on his passing. However, he only got another yard or 2.
Yep. It's going to bring
catch by number 3 for the Brawley High Wildcats, and that's Jaden Figueroa. And
it's going to bring up a 3rd and 7. Looks like for the Wildcats.
I mean, it was a nice play to watch, but in the end, it's like a ball that hits the rim, goes in the rim and comes back out. Back to pass is Gutierrez.
Lots of time.
This time he's got a man deep, and he's got nice catch out there by number 19. That's Dustin May, and May, who was he really kind of came into his own last year for the Brawley Wildcats, Murray. And as you can tell, our only claim to any altitude, and he's a low altitude flyer. He's probably 6'1", maybe. But a nice catch.
Nice pass and catch. 26-yard pass completion there.
Yep.
Nice ball by Ethan Gutierrez. A sophomore can definitely get it down the field.
Well, he's quite more impressive than he was, obviously, last year when he just came in and went straight from Pop Warner to the varsity, and Brawley had a kind of a killer schedule, so to speak. So the Wildcats now in a little bit of temporary disarray.
Yeah, they had a misalignment that coaches didn't like, and they were running out to call timeout and stop that play. Yeah,
and again, at 14 days with, and again, I will for the people, for the fans, at least the Wildcat fans, gone on offense is J.J. Fernandez, Daniel Coloca, Dominic Santana, Sebastian Torres, Javier Martinez, and Nathan Torres, Adrian Chavez, Blake Craigbaum, and Damian Reyes. Okay?
Yeah, that's
not all. Yeah. And then on defense, guys, names that will ring a bell for 15 months ago. And lost the whole defensive line, front 4, Omar Chavez, Dominic Santana, Jesse Gutierrez. Craig Baum was a linebacker. J.G. Gutierrez was a linebacker. And then Reyes, Chavez, Torres, and Fernandez, all defensive backs. Back to the action. Brawley now with a 1st and 10 in Holtville territory at about the 43. And here's Gutierrez on a keeper. Coach John Self told me today he wants to run the ball more. He asked, can I run the ball more? Which is always, as you found out with your quarterback Defoe, a mixed blessing.
Yeah.
Because, and hopefully the young man is going to be okay. But hey, so far, nothing wrong with bringing in Plan B.
That was a 16-yard run there for Ethan Gutierrez. Sets up Brawley with a 1st and 10. Looks like at about the 26-yard line.
Okay, 1st and 10. Yeah, that would be my guess. In the middle of the would-be hayfield. Okay, 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Kind of come out. They were trailing 20-0. Scored a quick touchdown on a lightning strike to cut the deficit to 13 at halftime. Now here's a pitch outside. Looks like it went to 24. That would
42.
be 42?
42 was a carrier there.
Okay, that's Tanner
Carranza.
Tanner Carranza. Yeah.
Looks like he got to the 21, so give him 5.
Yes.
2nd and 5 at the 21 for the Wildcats. Got a score from Southwest where Vincent Memorial is all over the Southwest Eagles. It is 37-0 in the second half.
Wow. Done well. Is Rich out there covering that?
No.
Okay. He covered as Montenegro. He covered Brawley for me for 3 years when I was AD.
He's sort of manning the update
Control
online.
center.
Yeah,
He's
control center.
Control center.
Yes.
So what was the score? If you don't mind.
37-0.
Okay, 37-0 Vincent Memorial over Southwest Eagles. And that game's going on over at Southwest. So
Yes.
that's the first 2 games in the Valley. They're both tonight.
Yep.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, they're both.
True.
Yeah. Yes.
Don't know who the home team is in that.
Yeah. Betty Miller from the Desert Review just pointed out the obvious. They both play their home games there, so I don't know who wore what colors.
Looks like Holtville has another ankle or leg issue as Jonathan Haraza, their 6'5 receivers, now hobbling off to the sideline.
Yes.
To join Ramos as they try and stretch out.
I was going to say the MASH unit is moved. Oh my goodness!
That is not Brandon Young.
That's Isaiah
Young
with a nice.
Kind of looking like Dad.
Yes. Oh no, Brandon was just he ran for 2,200 yards in the old DVL, which had Palm Desert, La Quinta. No, it was Palm Springs, Cathedral City. Well, there was some. He earned his spurs, but this young man looks like it built a little bit more like his mom with the sprinter legs. And Brandon, quite a good baseball player. Oh, a hold. That'll always age you.
Yeah.
That'll get you a few more yards. And again, I'm surprised that's probably the first hold, other than the offensive pass interference. First hold, and I'm sure there's a lot more going on, and the refs are kind of letting them play. And big number 75 for the Holtville Vikings, and
that is Roman Ordonez, another senior.
Roman Ordonez, and when you're that big, man, and you flinch, it's hard to hide.
Yeah, I can't hide that one.
And they're going to bring him off, and he's thinking, man, all I did was kind of rock a little bit, but you're so obvious, Murray.
It's a big rock.
Yeah, it was a big rock.
Yeah.
Okay, 7:51 to go in the third quarter. Brawley trailing by a score of 20-7, and
but knocking on the door here. 2nd and 5 at the 21.
And the pitch goes back to Young, and Young is going to. Oh, he does the same thing and just can't get past the last Viking. Man, did he accelerate, Murray?
Yeah, he got to that sideline and shot straight up it.
Because I thought he was just going out of bounds, and all of a sudden, boy, he hit another gear. That reminds me of his dad.
Looks like he gained 16 on that one to get him to the 5-yard line for a 1st and goal.
And an old friend of yours, Diamond Dave, used to block for Brandon.
I remember covering his dad, Brandon Young, when I was a sports editor here in the Imperial Valley. They're going to give it to Young again. He's going to pull somebody, try and reach out for the end zone. Looks like he's down at the 1.
Yep, he's going to get close.
Number 55, King Gabriel. 2nd down.
Okay, that would be a gain of about 5.
Gave him 4.
4.
To get down to the 1. Setting up Brawley with the 2nd and goal at the 1.
Okay.
They're going to give a dangerous pitch.
And he's not going to get any.
And it looks like he dropped the ball. And Holtville recovered.
Oh, my God. All right, that was Figueroa, who had a hard time getting the handle on that pitch. Was a little bit high, and he's not a small target. And wow, turnover.
Yeah, well, the pitch it kind of floated in the air. So as Figueroa was running around the right side, he's kind of reaching for the ball.
It didn't look like he caught it cleanly.
No.
Oh, wow.
But we've got a flag as well. We have a
unsportsmanlike call.
Unsportsmanlike on Holtville. It's only going to move them halfway back. They were only at the 5 anyway, so it looks like they'll start at about the 2.5.
Okay, well, glad to know that didn't go away in 15 months. The old technical foul.
No, it's Holtville ball, but they did move half the distance to the goal.
Yeah, 1st and 10 at the 2 for the Vikings after that fumble. Brawley was knocking on the door. Looked like they were getting ready to go in. Don't know why they didn't just have Ethan Gutierrez keep it and go up the middle. But they tried that pitch at the 1, which is an interesting call.
Yep.
So now Eric Garcia is back at quarterback for the Vikings.
And he's
inside
going to give it to
handoff.
Ramos, I'm sure, if he can run.
Is it Ramos again? I couldn't see a number. It could have been. Yep, it was Ramos. Yep.
Just the way he's running, I'm already being able to,
Yeah.
You watch these kids long enough. And like I said, you were, the last time you guys were broadcasting, Jared and yourself, the Holtville games on a regular basis, 3 years ago?
3 or 4 seasons ago, yeah.
Okay, so these guys were just pups.
Yeah, I don't think they were here just yet because it was still the Keith Smith era. And that carry was, I believe that was Donovan Johnson no, it was Ramos again. Hard to tell the 5 and the 6 there.
Yep.
But Ramos didn't get anything, so they're looking at 3rd down and about 7.
Brawley's brought in some beef. Alan Camarillo, as Brawley got a couple of bigger guys this year. They put him on the offensive line and a fumble on the play.
Fumble snap looked like.
Yep. Holtville recovered it, but they just burn it down. And again, having to punt into the wind.
Right.
And out of your own end zone, this could get interesting, Murray. 5:20 to go in the third quarter. Holtville 20, Brawley 7. They drove all the way down to the 2-yard line and coughed up the football to open up the second half. And, that's, again, inexperience.
So it looks like Holtville's looking at a 4th and 8 from about the 4-yard line.
Well, I have 3rd down on the scoreboard, but I think it's just been up there all night, to be honest with you.
They are in punt formation.
And a quick kick. Maybe they wanted a quick kick in case something went wrong.
Not a good time for a high kick. You probably wanted a line drive in that one.
Yeah, and the punter is Ramos is getting backspin.
Backspin, yeah.
So the ball hit at about the 28-yard line, but kicked all the way back to the 16. So Brawley been the beneficiary of that. So the Wildcats will take over.
Yeah, taking over inside the red zone. Looks like right about the 15-yard line.
Okay.
So the fumble didn't cost Brawley much, just a couple of minutes off the clock.
4:42 to go. Brawley trailing 20-7. And again, some motion. Number 3, Jaden Figueroa. Here's the option play.
And
the pitch, but it's to Figueroa, and everybody stopped, and it's a touchdown. Holy Toledo! That was about as. Well, they're trying to claim that he was down when he pitched it. And the referees are not going to have it, I don't think. I don't see a flag anywhere, do you?
Can you advance a fumble forward? Because the ball definitely hit the ground. That would be my only question. It looks like it is a touchdown, yes.
It is a touchdown. Okay,
yes.
Well, that answered that. So with 4:32 to go in the third quarter, 4:32 to go in the quarter.
That's a 15-yard
going to be Figueroa, right?
Yeah,
number 3.
15-yard pitch for a touchdown from Gutierrez to Figueroa. They kind of bounced. He took a perfect little one hop right to him. And now you've got number 12 in for the PAT.
Oh, and now a bad PAT, and here's Gutierrez.
Gutierrez is going to run for it, and he's going to get in.
Gutierrez, okay.
So that's 2 of the strangest scoring plays you'll see. Makes the score 20 to
14.
15, right?
15, yeah.
20 to 15 with
20 to 15.
4:32.
So the Wildcats closed to within 5.
Left to go in the third quarter.
Wow, that was interesting. So the 15-yard touchdown run.
So two potentially blown plays, and the Wildcats
get
end up
8 points out of it.
and get closer now, and making a ball game out of it now. 4:32 to go in the third quarter. Okay, Wildcat football brought to you by Brant Beef and World Beef. I got that right? One World Beef. Okay, One World Beef. Got to get that straight. Also, let's see. By Fry Chapel, Hart Insurance, and Johnny's Burritos. Kind of a short kick taken on the run by Ramos. Ramos with a little head of steam has to. No, not Ramos.
That's
number
Garcia.
4.
Yeah,
oh,
that's
number
Garcia.
1.
That's
okay.
number 1.
Yeah. So he's on in replacement of Defoe, and Defoe is kind of Mr. Everybody.
Right.
And one thing in defense of Holtville, they are missing a key cog. Their quarterback from last year has opted to play another sport, and. You know, that kind of thing, that's not the easiest position to plug in. We're not talking about a lineman or a linebacker or something. All those things hurt when you're in high school, and it hurt even more when you're a smaller school like Holtville is. But, you know, I don't know. Gutierrez is making Brawley look pretty good. So without him, I don't know what where we would be at. 4:24 to go. It'll be 1st and 10 Vikings about the 31-yard line.
Gutierrez
We're going to laugh one up. Oh, and nice catch. Nice toss over the shoulder. And that's the big guy, right?
No, that's Dorian Mays.
That's Dorian Mays.
Junior, number 9, Dorian
Mays.
Well, it's Mays.
Dorian,
it's Mays.
Dorian Corn. Okay.
That's what they call him, too.
Yeah, I'm sure you couldn't get through school without that, man. That's from like kindergarten.
Yeah.
The first bilingual kid goes, hey, wait a minute. I know that word. 4:04 to go. Hey, for the first game that started, has its moments of not looking too finesse. Oh, here goes Ramos. Oh, one guy to beat, and he's taken down out there by number 24 for the Brawley Wildcats, and that's Daniel Camilo. And Camilo, I will tell you, saved a touchdown.
That was a 15-yard scamper, I guess, there by Abraham Ramos. Puts him over the 100-yard mark for rushing. Inside handoff again. Ramos isn't going to get far here.
Yeah. Nice tackle out there by Figueroa, who is suddenly stepping up a little bit.
Negative 2 yards for Ramos there. Going to bring up 2nd and 12.
Okay, if you just joined us, Holtville jumped out to a 20-0 lead. First touchdown was by their quarterback, Defoe, but he ended up leaving the game, but that didn't slow down the bill. And Ramos scored a touchdown. And then
Garcia going deep again.
Oh.
Looking for Dorian Mays on that right sideline. Looks like you got pass interference as your defensive back did not turn around and look for the ball.
Yeah. However, you do not get it at the spot of the foul. And there is another, it could be a hold. You lose, depending on how you do it, you lose 5 or 15 yards for pass interference.
Right, it's not a spot foul.
Because our coach used to tell us, if the guy's going to score, just pull him down. I'll take the penalty. Okay, we can recover from a penalty.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a hold.
Holding, so you've got offsetting penalties.
Yeah.
You'll replay the down that is 2nd and 11.
Well, it was 2nd, and I believe it might even just be 10 yards, so it might not have even been a first down for Holtville. But it would have certainly been better than facing, just kind of a restart. Yeah. 3:02 to go. Clock is stopped. Tom Ronco, Murray Anderson, Desert Review, webcast, Brawley Wildcat Broadcasting here with you. and hope you're enjoying the start of the 2020 season in 2021.
Inside handoff again to Ramos, and again, Brawley is all over it now.
Okay, that's number 23. That's Isaiah Young. So Young, Brandon, I don't believe ever played defense. The father, he was when you're running for 2,200 yards, you need your rest. And Ramos is now limping off again.
You know, I spoke to his father at halftime. He said he'd hurt a hip in practice this week. And so that's kind of what's been acting up on him. It's not really a leg or anything. It's a kind of a hip flexor thing.
Oh, yeah, okay. A hip like a stinger, yeah.
Yeah, a hip stinger he got in practice.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, you can't sit around for 15 months. I don't care how hard you work out on your own. You know, unless somebody was running down the street tackling them every day. You're just not ready. So now we have a timeout by Coach Jason Turner.
Well, he had 3rd and 14, and Ramos had limped off, and nobody decided to take his place, so he decided not to go 10 against 11 here on 3rd and 14.
I almost didn't recognize Jason. He is apparently
he hasn't got a haircut since quarantine.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. We were accusing him of going back to his high school days and wearing a mullet, but
he didn't even have that hair in high school.
No, he was clean cut.
Yeah, he was a clean cut kid playing quarterback for the Vikings.
Yep, he sure was. And I
think he should do the ponytail look. Go Steven Seagal.
He does. He does kind of look like it.
He could pull that off.
He could pull that off. He sure can. 2:32 to go. Holtville on the move, leading 20-15. And the Wildcats, who blew one opportunity to score to open the second half, got the ball back thanks to a short and then ricocheting punt, and was able to punch it in and make this game at 20-15. But here we go, right back again. Murray and Holtville's moving it again with a backup. I don't know if you'd call him a backup quarterback. I think Garcia was in the game already at another position.
Yeah, and they knew they had him. I think Turner knew he had him in his hip pocket in case the DeVoe experiment at quarterback wasn't going to work. So I'm sure they both get plenty of reps.
I'm going to tell you what. I think Garcia is your quarterback and DeVoe is your running back. It'll just take a lot of pressure off both
Going
of them.
deep to Mays again and just underthrown. He actually had a step on the defensive back.
But he got a heck of a rush. Brawley did what they call a jailbreak and sent everybody. So you've got 3 linemen and 4 linebackers pouring in there. It puts a lot of pressure on the defensive backs, but fortunately for them, all they had to do is, backpedal and yell help, and the ball was short.
So you got now 4th and 14 at the 36-yard line for the Vikings. And Coach Turner, one thing he doesn't like to do is punt, and he is not sending the punting unit out there.
Well, not into the wind. I don't necessarily blame him. 2:29 to go. I think he's got a little faith in his defense. Oh, he's got more faith. Oh, my God. Mays wide open across
the middle.
So I'll tell you what.
Quarterback, first down, Holtville.
4th and 12 or 14?
That was 4th and 14, and now they've taken it down inside the 10. Looks like he's at about the 8-yard line. So from the 36 to the 8, that's an 18-yard pass completion from Garcia to Mays.
So is Dorian a senior?
Dorian Mays is a junior. He is one of the basketball players. This is first year playing varsity. Turner saw his speed and his hands on the basketball court and talked him into coming out.
Well, he's certainly not afraid of mixing it up. So,
So
that was a carry by Peyton Eiton, who's in the back, I guess, with Ramos out. Eiton's in there carrying the ball.
Somehow the Eiton name kind of...
That's a Holtville classic name.
I was going to say, strikes me as the Ville.
Looks like he might have lost 1 yard.
Okay, 1:34 to go.
Looks like another gift to Eiton.
32 there to meet him in the hole, Mario Cazares.
Looks like he might have lost another one back to the 10.
Moving on the line, no gain on the play.
So going to be 3rd down and goal for the Vikings at the 10-yard line.
3rd down.
Asking a lot without DeVoe, without Ramos. But Eric Garcia has looked good at quarterback for the Vikings. And now he's got his 6'5" target, Haraz, in the game. So,
he's back. All right.
Yeah, he's back off the injured table here and back in the game. Looks like Turner's going to let the clock run a little bit and then take a timeout. Yeah. Holtville's going to take a timeout with 41 seconds left here in the third quarter. Vikings on top 20-15, and Vikings at the 10-yard line knocking on the door.
Okay, and the timeout, Murray, what are you just thinking wants to...
I think he had some personnel issues there. They didn't have the right guys out there for the play he called, so he kind of just let the clock run a little bit and then took his timeout.
Okay, that's the second timeout in this drive. So he may have only one left towards the end of the game, but and the way this one's going, that could show up later. Ben, maybe not.
Yeah, but I don't think he doesn't want a mistake here at the 10.
No.
He sees this as an opportunity to get something on that board.
Okay, let me see if I get these straight. A&R Construction Company, One World Beef, and then Brownies, the Dom team, Fry Chapel, Hart Insurance Company, Johnny's, Clicker Parker, Man Company, Ojeda Industries, and OK Rubber Tire, Smith Kendall, and Vision Care Center. All right. Okay. Hey, I'm hitting. It only took till the fourth quarter for me to hit mid-season form. I'm
third down and goals. A direct snap to Ramos. Ramos going to carry the pile. He's going to get close, but he's only going to get to the 2 or 3 yard line.
Yeah, you're right. I think he's right about the 2.
So that's an 8-yard run with Ramos, but a little bit short. It's going to bring a 4th and goal at the 2.
Yes, and he did not get out of bounds, and Holtville is going to be, looks to me like they're going to be satisfied with letting the clock run out. Jason in no hurry to get anybody else out there.
Sending everybody to the other end of the field.
Sending everybody. So that will be the last play of the third quarter. And Murray Anderson, we got ourselves a football game here.
Yeah, it hasn't been the prettiest game of all, but
for the first game, it could be worse.
Could be a lot worse.
We could be rooting for Southwest.
Ouch. Eagle fans, that's Tom Ronco. You can find him at Tom_Ronco.
No, you can't find me anywhere. You find me, go looking around San Jose. Good luck. No, I mean, it's just, it's and again, there you have another a coach in his second year.
Right.
Just finally trying to get a program together. Right.
Well, they had that
great
team that went to the state championship game, right?
Yep.
That was all seniors. They lost them. It was a total rebuild for the next year. You hear they've got another great group coming through the Pop Warner system. I think they're 8th graders this year or something, so they should be getting to high school next year.
Yeah.
From what I hear, they've got another great group of kids coming through, but they've been rebuilding since the state championship year.
Yep. Game I covered for the Bay Area News Network. The San Jose Mercury, Contra Costa Times.
And yes, Eagle fans, we know it was an offensive pass interference, and it should have been called, and that still burns a lot of Southwest Eagle fans.
Well, I'll tell you this. Milpitas High School is the largest high school in the Central Coast section. And the Central Coast section is pretty much like San Diego section. Real quickly, to match those two teams together that you would have never matched just looking at paper and schedules, it turned into a heck of a game.
Right.
That's all I can say. I mean, when you lose by less than a touchdown, you were in it. Direct
snap to Ramos, and it looks like...
No, they're waving it off.
Holtville players were celebrating, but the referee came in saying no.
They're running in from the side, and the referee was running right down the line. And I'm sure J.J. Jackson's going to get right in the middle of that. And, well, he should.
So Ramos only gets 1 when he needed 2, and the Vikings are going to give the ball back to the Wildcats at the 1 yard line.
So with 11:54 to go, the Wildcats will take over. At the Brawley 1
Looks like the 1, yeah. Uh-oh. Into the clear, it's Young. Last guy stopped him.
Okay.
Got out to the 20.
So a 19-yard run.
Took out a few Vikings and the referee. First down, Wildcat.
Yep, up to the 20-yard line. 19-yard run for Young.
$11:49 to go. For some reason, the clock has stopped. I think, no, now they're winding it up. Okay, we're ready to play some more. Wildcats trailing 20-15 with a heroic goal line stand and now trying to get it, and there's flags all over the place. Brawley moving all over the place. So it'll be 1st and 15, just like that. Okay, let me try to give you the Brawley linemen as best I can. We like to always get them in. Murray, being a former lineman myself. They're the ones who sprung Isaiah. Your left tackle is Thomas Rubio, and you notice, Murray, they ran to the left behind him. Adam Salazar is also out there at the guard. Brian Poporos is at center. Seth Melendrez is the right guard, and Jonathan Garcia is the right tackle. And Channy Self is your tight end. All right, back to the action. With 11:20 to go and the clock ticking, Nathan Gutierrez is under center, and he's going to give it, that gets nowhere. Man, that's a snot knocker. That's just kind of a knock you down without even putting your arms out.
That was number 4 for the Wildcats on that carry, his first carry of the night.
That's Gutierrez, Cameron Gutierrez. We've called his name a couple of times. I believe he's involved with the punt returns and things like that. Yeah, that's where he comes from.
Looks like a gain of 0 on that one. Going to bring up 2nd down and 15. At the 15.
Coach Jason Turner down here about the 30-yard line of Holtville, socially distancing from his team.
I think he lets his defensive coordinator have his space.
Yep.
Oh, Gutierrez on the keeper,
Gutierrez,
late pitch.
Yeah, late kind of forward pass. It looked like a I agree with the two guys in motion, but people are you got another Viking down, number 22, and Turner has thrown his stuff down.
That's Jeremiah Higgins, the senior. That was number 3 that caught that late pitch for the Wildcats.
That's Figueroa again. And again, a lot of Gutierrez is taking a lot of chances, Murray, quite frankly, with the football.
Yes.
He's making plays, but, you run out of luck sometimes doing that. And here goes the cart, and that's not a good sign for a team that's already – they lost one.
They've lost DeVoe. Ramos is sitting here on the bench all by himself trying to get himself back together. And now that Higgins is on the ground, so that's – your 3 skilled players in the backfield who started the game.
And the big guy was hurt for a while, but he came back.
Right.
The
Hedas, the tight end.
Yes, yeah. So
something tells me Higgins is a tough kid. He's not going to stay down. He's up. He's
no.
he's hopping on one leg. He's not not exactly sprinting off the field.
No. Yeah, he's needing help.
Yeah.
And if I was going to say, if it was warm, like the first game of a normal season in August when we'd all be out here in buckets of sweat, you would say, okay, that's just cramping.
Right.
But although it's cold, and your muscles cramp when it's cold too. So too hot, too cold, your body don't like it. Guess we should get a dome.
So the Wildcats are going to go 3rd and 7.
3rd and 7 after the pass. Single back, wide receivers right and left. Back to pass is Gutierrez.
Another little interesting pass.
Throws and gets nowhere.
Number 3, Figueroa.
So that little check down pass, which I'm going to call the Tula, whatever his name is, from the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah, well, anyway. He's the king of the check down. Oh, there you go. There's I think you would agree with me. They got a Heisman Trophy winner who throws the ball about 4 yards.
They don't exactly open it up. You're right.
Yeah, and so they're calling him check down Tua. And Wildcats now with Figueroa to punt. Holtville really doesn't put any pressure on it.
Don't put anybody back
into the wind.
either.
Don't put anybody in either.
He gets a nice Brawley roll.
Okay, that's the difference between. And there's a penalty flag.
Yeah, we've got a couple of flags down.
And
2 flags on the field.
I am not going to point fingers till I see what the call is. 9-19. Holtville 20. Brawley 15. The Wildcats have just given the ball back after a kind of a heroic goal line stand. Both teams come up with them, Murray.
Yes.
Yeah. Holtville stopped Brawley inside the 5. Brawley stopped Holtville inside the 5. Yeah, a good balance.
Back around the 25-yard line.
Is this going to be a penalty that causes Brawley to keep the ball? Did it happen while it was in play?
No.
Nope, doesn't look like it.
No. So we're going to come back to where the ball is. It's got a personal foul.
It'll be assessed after the play. So they'll go 15 yards from the 44-yard line. They'll back it up to the 29. If my Holtville education math is good, he should stop at the 29. There you go.
Chilly evening, 9:19 to go. Glad you could join us. Tom Ronco and Murray Anderson bringing you Holtville Brawley. And a nice balance, Murray, and I'm very happy that you joined us tonight.
Well, thank you for inviting me, Tom. I appreciate the invite.
Oh, no. You're always welcome. You don't need an invite. Whenever you see Brawley's at, if you say, hey, I want to go down there, hang out, and talk some football, you're more than welcome. Trust me on that one. Is that Sergio down there with the long hair, or is that somebody else?
Who are we looking for?
The photographer.
I'm not sure.
Everybody with a mask on. I walked right by some people I've known for 60 years, and they looked at me, and I go, it's me. They go, oh, okay.
So the Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line. Again, 9:19 left in the game. Vikings up 5, 20-15. Garcia's going to give the inside handoff. Ramos is back in the game.
I'll tell you what, as you said, good DNA. That kid has no quit in him whatsoever.
Give him 5 out to the 34. He's going to bring up 2nd and 5.
Brawley now with, again, a little bit more people in the box. And both teams kind of loading up the box. That's why those passes have worked pretty well. One man in the pattern. That time the tackle out there by number 37 for Brawley, if I can find who that is. Okay, well, I'll find him in a minute.
Again, to give to Ramos, but they're all over this one. He's going to get 1 out to the 35-yard line.
Tackle on Ramos again by number 37.
That's Brody Enders.
Brody Enders. He's the nose guard.
Sophomore.
Yeah, just a sophomore, and I think he's learning to play off the blocks. What they've done actually is bring in number 64. That's Bernie Bustamante, and he looks like a load, and they've put him at the nose guard, and Brawley's pretty much gone to a 4-man front. They've added that extra lineman. You see that now, Murray? Yeah. There's four down linemen and everybody else. I mean, you talk about 11 men in the box. Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
Apparently he didn't violate the neutral zone or
inside handoff to Ramos. Oh, he's going to not quite get there. No. Yeah, he got about 3 and he needed 4.
Just when it looks like Brawley's contained Ramos, he just, he'd been running left, and then he starts left, breaks right, and man.
He's done a lot of work. He's got 22 carries, 120 yards on my unofficial stats.
Cool. You know what
and a 4th and 1 coming up for the Vikings with 7:24. This is a big play call for Turner and his.
He's going for it.
He's going to go for it.
Wow.
It's watch that short snap to get 1 yard. They are loaded up the middle of the field. My goodness, look at the middle of the line. Short snap. Yep. They're going to try and push.
They pull him back.
Brawley pulls him backwards. It's going to depend on the spot. They're coming in right at the 40-yard line, a little bit short of the 40. It's going to be close.
Yeah, the marker is short of the 40. The spot is going to be all important. I know. We're not even going to get a measurement on that one. I thought, okay, it's all going to be about the spot and the measurement. And guess what? I'm wrong on that one.
So that was linebacker Ryder Merton with the carry for 1 yard. 1 huge yard to get him to the 40-yard line.
Now he's replacing number 22.
Yeah, Jeremiah Higgins, yes.
Okay, all right. So, again, Holtville, guys reaching down.
Next man up attitude. You got to have it. Somebody step in. No, Garcia back to pass, looking deep, looking for Mays. Oh, just missed him.
Just out of the reach of Dorian Mays. Second down.
And he was clear of the defender, but not clear enough that it was you can throw it short and he'll come back and get it.
Yeah.
If that ball would have been thrown short, it would have been intercepted. So nice decision by Garcia to say, hey, run under it or we'll just let it go. You know, you get this kind of like a long, fast break pass. You go, but could have been worse. 6:39 to go. Clock stopped with the incomplete pass. Ball bounced by Garcia, and Garcia is dropped. Number 72, who I told you was in the game. Oh, no, that's Tomas Rubio. So they brought Rubio in from offense. I don't think he played defense at all last year.
That's going to bring up a loss of 4 for Garcia, bring up a 3rd and 14.
So Coach John Self making adjustments, bringing in his veteran, Tomas Rubio. And, offensive linemen, I'm sure they like to rest, but when the other teams had the ball so long, you think, hey, just put me in there. Why not?
Well, you
see,
see,
quite the athlete.
And you see what Brawley's doing. They're putting about 7, 8 guys within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage right in the middle of the field.
And the biggest guys they've got.
So Holtville's going to throw it over the top. Not a good throw by Garcia on that 3rd and 14.
No, he thought he was cutting across, and he was actually kind of running a flag.
Yeah.
And he didn't hook. There were 3 defenders on him, however. So Brawley feels like, I guess, that they're controlling the line of scrimmage enough that they could afford to drop 3 guys.
And Mays has gotten deep enough. They're going to put a few more eyes on Mays now.
Oh, yeah. No, he's a marked man. 5:53 to go.
Now they're back to punt.
Now they're back to punt with the wind to their back. So Turner just kind of playing the odds. And anything close like now this one, now that gets a Holtville roll.
Bounce. Going to end up about the 20-yard line.
So finally, Ramos gets the ball to go the way he wants it to when it hits the ground. And Brawley, trailing by 5, will have a 1st and 10. Looks like right out around the 20-yard line.
Yeah. So Brawley, a little less than 6 minutes left.
Plenty of time. Time is not the enemy. And Brawley with all 3 timeouts, at least 2 of the 3 timeouts, right. I'm pretty sure.
Right.
Holtville down to 1 at the most. They had to call 2 on a drive that really netted them nothing. They have not scored since halftime.
It looks like you've got Higgins back in the game at his linebacker spot next to Merton.
Yeah. Give these kids from the Ville credit. They don't back down.
No, they're not gonna just sit out. You've got 2 receivers out to the left for Gutierrez, and that's what he's looking for. Oh, hit as he throws.
Gutierrez with a nice blindside rush.
Jonathan Harraz on the and you're going to get an unsportsmanlike on Brawley because he came back and shoved Harraz for
number 72. That's Tomas. So no need for that. And he's a senior, and he should know better than that. And so
and it wasn't a dirty play by Harraz. Harraz just came in and hit the quarterback and then just was walking away.
He might have said something, but you can't go by that. I mean, if you're playing sports, you better get over that.
So that's going to run the Wildcats back to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, half the distance to the goal.
And the play counts, so it's going to be an incomplete pass. And
it's after the play, yes.
2nd and 20 from the 10-yard line.
Dead ball foul. So, Brawley kind of compounding themselves now. Now they're down to 5, fortunately still better than 5.5 minutes to go in the game. Brawley, who went out with doubles last time, has now got everybody inside. And Gutierrez
on the keeper under a lot of pressure.
Under pressure.
He might be in the end zone. It is a safety.
And a safety.
Not sure who got the tackle on that. Looks like it might have been.
Defense need to come up big, and yes, sir, they did.
Not sure who got the safety on that. There was about 3 Vikings all over Gutierrez on that one.
I'll give that as a team.
A team safety.
Team safety. I don't think you get credit individually. I guess you do. I guess in the NFL where you get a bonus or something like that. Anyway, that's so important because a touchdown, just a touchdown, would have put Brawley up by 1. Now Brawley has to go
touchdown and extra point.
Touchdown and an extra point. Yeah, so they'll probably go for 2. They'll probably not, in the kicking game, we'll see what happens. And they'll be kicking into the wind. So suddenly 22 15. The first points scored by the Vikings in the second half are from the defense with 5:38 to go. And a heck of a game, I'll tell you. If nothing else, it's been a great, entertaining game, and glad you're along with us on the DesertReview.com, and look forward to seeing you next Friday night when we take on this Brawley High Wildcats. Will be hosting the Southwest Eagles, and Holtville will be at Imperial, which did not work out well for them last year.
The last 2 years has not turned out well, the old Imperial Valley Classic rivalry.
Yes.
I'd watch for an onside kick here. Brawley needs the ball back. They don't need to kick it deep.
Nope.
Oh, but they are going to go deep with it. Holtville needs to just get on it and get down. They need to get on the ball.
Oh, I don't know.
I think Brawley might have that ball.
This is a scrum.
Bad decision by Holtville's deep man. Not
And
to
it
get the
is.
ball.
Oh, my
Wow. Wow.
First down, Brawley.
So Holtville's deep man actually backed away from the ball and let it bounce and recovered. It looked like, is there a number 27 for the Wildcats who jumped on that? Luis Frutos?
It probably is.
So Brawley's going to get the ball at the 43-yard line. 1st and 10. It could not have worked out better for the Wildcats. They didn't have to do a short onside kick. They got a deep onside kick.
Yeah, they ended up in much better position.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 Wildcats on the 40.
On the 43, going on the Viking side of the field. They're going to give a quick handoff to Young. Young's going to get across the 40, across the 35, still fighting. Gets to about the 33-yard line, right about a gain of 10. We'll see if it's enough for a first down.
Good game on first down.
Now this is when all the controversy, and I'm not decided yet whether this short season is actually worth the effort and the cost and everything else, everything combined. It is for the seniors, obviously. But even for Isaiah, who did not get a chance to have a junior season, this is important experience for him come fall.
Right, for next season, sure.
If he had not had anything, then that might have been more criminal. And here's Isaiah
pitch
again.
to Young. He's around the right side.
And spun inside by number 24.
I think there's some laundry on the field. This may be coming back on a hold.
Preliminary signal holding against the offense.
Yeah.
That'll be a 10-yard penalty repeat. First down.
That's a 10-yard penalty, but it's a 10-yard penalty from the spot. So
yes. So it's going to actually be from the line. No, it's a little less than
a little less. So it's about a 1st and 16 now instead of a 1st and 20.
4:48 to go. Brawley needs a score, trailing by 7, thanks to a safety by a score of 22-15. And again, Tom Ronco and Murray Anderson bringing you some exciting action. It's been. I wish we would have had these games like every year, and to a certain extent.
Right.
And Lilac, you know me. I spent a lot of time in the Ville covering things. It's great kids, great atmosphere, and now a man in motion. Wildcats are going to have 2. Actually, ends up being doubles, and something's going wrong because there's a flag. Nice pass. Something was wrong. Isaiah Young was back, and the ball actually zipped right past him. It was caught by Figueroa, but we've got illegal motion on Brawley.
Yeah, motion on
now
Brawley.
that should have been called right away. Don't you call that dead?
Well, it's all the flags came up, yeah.
I thought when it's on the offense, you call it immediately so nobody gets hurt.
Right.
And when it's on the defense, you let it play out because then the offense has the penalty or the play choice. I guess Holtville, in effect, had the penalty or play choice. But they didn't seem – because if I was Turner, I would make it 2nd down and 16 rather than 1st down and 21. Why give them an extra down? All right, 4:23 to go. What do we know? Clock is running now that it's been wound back up. Here comes the pressure again from number 4.
Four receivers in the pattern. Haras is chasing Gutierrez and going to get him from behind, but can't get him down. Gutierrez still fighting, still on his feet.
Yes, wow. Wow. And again, all tackling high, and you can shrug off a high tackle. And hopefully over the next 6 weeks, you're going to see more people going low. You got another Viking down.
That was the most exciting 1-yard run you might ever see.
3:55 to go. And again, like to thank our sponsors for getting it on the air. Like to thank the Desert Review. Lloyd's doing the usual good job. Got the scoreboard on there now and everything. And
I believe that's linebacker Ryder Merton that's down.
oh, no, I meant on the, it shows up in the, yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, no, I wouldn't. It's kind of cute. It's got a little Viking ship up there. It's cute. It's cute. Yeah, you know. We're supposed to have a Jumbotron at Brawley, but I think COVID took care of that. Yeah, yeah, that Billy's working on that, yeah. Jumbo. I don't know if we're ready for that, I guess. Probably can't replay half of what happens anyway. So it'll be interesting. Do they have to sanitize that thing? They just went out there with one of those things where, you know.
Yeah, the water cart.
Yeah, anyway. Oh, and cramps. That is cramps.
Yes.
That I remember. Those I remember. So
3:55 left. Looks like it's going to be 2nd and 20 after that 1-yard run that Gutierrez fought off about 6 tackles.
But also burns up clock.
Yeah.
He should have just headed straight out of, when he was running, he should have just headed straight out of bounds. What's another 2 yards?
Save a few seconds.
Yeah, gives you, you may need them somewhere down the line. Again, everything I thought it would be, Murray. I don't know what your expectations were coming into this.
Yeah, you had to keep them pretty low. I mean, the kids only had 14 days to practice. They, hadn't played football in 15 months. You don't know, had they been working out? Were they in a weight room? So you knew it was going to be a little sloppy.
Well, I'll tell you, every kid will tell you he was working out, but he wasn't working out like he does when the coach is in his face.
Right.
And again, my standard line is I'm having trouble socially distancing from my refrigerator because you're in the house all the time. And, we started cooking more, my wife and I, and I'm eating more because in a restaurant they give you smaller portions than I make at home,
Gutierrez finds 42 on that pass. He fights his way to inside the 35 to the 34.
42 is Tanner Carranza. So, again, the Vikings probably shutting down the main target, Figueroa. So they went to a secondary target. And, again, kind of a big scrum because nobody's getting low to tackle. And with 3:24 to go, Brawley's still in dire straits, trailing by 7 and facing a third and 11.
Yep, 3rd and 11 after that 9-yard gain. Brawley with 4 receivers out on the set.
Okay, doubles on both sides, wings and slots.
Gutierrez takes off up the middle.
Gutierrez spreads the field and takes off and then doesn't go out of bounds and then gets knocked out of bounds. Nice tackle out there by number 21 on Ethan Gutierrez. That is Isidro Garcia. And he just bounced Gutierrez out of bounds.
Not after a 19-yard gain down to the 15. So 1st and 10 for the Wildcats at the 15 after that 19-yard run.
Okay. So the Wildcats won't go away.
Under 3 minutes now. Wildcats at the 15 down by 7.
2:59. And then the clock suddenly stops because JJ is talking and Holtville would like to regroup. So after the 1st and 10, Murray, they're going to the Vikings are going to regroup. And again, the coaches for Holtville, I'm sure they know these kids, but for Brawley, went over the roster today, and a couple of new coaches, as a matter of fact. And I should talk about that for the Brawley faithful. Some of my myriad of notes from my weekly meeting. Where did that go? It didn't go. There's some here. Well, maybe not. That's interesting. Oh, here it is. They're right here. So the Brawley coaching staff is John Self, Ray Van Diver, who has traditionally been the line coach, Brandon Young, who took over a couple years ago as offensive coordinator, Marshall Tagabon, who usually does the defensive backs, is the track and field coach, so he's doing that. And Mark Valdez, who coached for a couple years at Calipat, former Wildcat, and Robert Marquez, another former Wildcat, have been working with the defensive backs. We'll get the Holtville coaches here in a second. I'm sure you know who they are. And a pitch again to Figueroa. We hadn't seen that in a while, and Holtville acted like they haven't seen it all night. And Figueroa.
Inside the 10 to the, looks like about the
5?
Well,
no, you're right.
Inside the 10 to about the 9.
Yeah. Yep. But, I mean, as much as Brawley ran that, they just haven't ran it in a while. And I guess, Holtville's adjusted to everything else, so that became open. Holtville coaching staff, of course, Jason Turner, the head coach. I'm not familiar with.
Defensive coordinators, Albert Valenzuela. I don't know the rest of the staff Coach Turner has with him tonight.
Okay, and you won't recognize them with masks on anyway and long hair. Like I said, I walked right by Jason, didn't know who they were. What? Oh, my goodness. What? Hey,
Carranza, fortunate bounce.
I'm telling you what, that ball could have went in any number of directions and it went right back to him. So while the Wildcats lose a yard, it could have been much more fatal as they trail 22-15 with 1:51 to go. And, ball stayed on the field, so the clock is running.
Yeah.
And now the clock becomes the somewhat ally of the Wildcats and an enemy of the Vikings.
3rd and 1.
3rd and 1. Let's see what the Vikings do.
They're going to give it to Young. Young's going to get the first down. Falls forward. Looks like he's at about the 2.
Yep. So Young gets the first down. And Brawley, with 1:29 to go, is knocking at the door. They have a 1st and goal. The clock is running. I'm not sure why the Wildcats are in a hurry to line up. They're going to give it to Young, and Young is in the end zone. So with 1:14, I don't know why the clock is still running. Oh, maybe they didn't give him the touchdown? Yeah, they did.
Oh, they're leaving the offense on the field to go for 2.
Okay, well, I'm going to call that 1:14. That's a 2-yard run by...
2-yard run by a Young.
Looks like Brawley might be trying for 2.
Okay, that makes the score, as I talked about. Brawley would have been leading, Murray, 21-20, if not for the safety on a previous possession. Now the Wildcats are not going to try to kick one into the wind. They feel like they can get it, and Young is fighting
his way, and he is across. That wasn't easy.
Great defensive stand by the Holtville Vikings. But the Wildcats, who ran left to get the touchdown and behind Tomas Rubio, came back to the right to get the 2-point conversion, both by
Young.
By Young, who...
Holtville guessed the snap count and was all over Gutierrez as he handed that ball to Young.
Yep.
He did a great job just to maintain balance and get the ball to his running back. So now Coach Turner with no timeouts at 1:13 left, down by a point.
Yeah. And for the first time in the ball game, with 1:13 to go, Brawley has the lead. They were down by as many as 20 points just with a minute to go to halftime and were able to score in 50 seconds. Now it's Holtville's turn. Although Brawley, I think, had a little bit better field position. It was a fumble on the 24 after the kickoff,
And you go back to that unintentional onside kick that Holtville didn't recover. That was just
that was a game.
Mental error on the deep man not to jump on that.
That, you are right. To leave the ball laying out there could have cost them the game. Mental mistake.
And, they could have run a few minutes off the clock.
Well, no, it was a key to it because Brawley had a short field.
So there's the kick headed for the sideline. Holtville picks it up. Garcia has it out to about the 29.
Well, let's see what the Vikings can do. 108, Brawley with their first lead of the night, 23-22. As Murray pointed out, key play. There's been a couple of them, a couple of goal line stands.
Right.
But the key one right now, it should just score stand up, is going to be the unexplainable not fall on the football.
So now the Vikings are coming out with 4 wide, and his big 6'5" target out here is Heras, but he's got Young standing right in front of him.
Okay, Wildcats may bring pressure, and they've got to cover. And Heras is out here, and he was covered. And what happened is a nice play out there by number 23 for the Brawley Wildcats. He just waited for him to come down, and Isaiah Young just plain knocked the ball out of his hands.
Yeah, Heras had it up high, but then as he's coming down, Young knocked the ball out of his hands. And Heras is on the ground. Looks like a cramp.
Yep. I don't know who your trainer is, but he earned his money tonight.
Ethan Mean.
Okay. Does he help all the teams?
Former Viking. He helps all the teams, yep. He's a teacher here on campus as well.
Oh, cool.
Teaches some medical terminology stuff. And
hey, with COVID, I'm sure he's had his hands full. His Zoom classes ought to be interesting. Back to pass is Garcia. Brawley waiting against him, and finally go after Garcia and force him to throw. He throws out in the flat looking for number 9, and that is Mice. And
yeah, it looked like Garcia was looking to do something with his running back here, and the Brawley lineman just kind of stayed in front of both of them.
Yeah, Brawley not putting any pressure on him. They are dropping back. It's almost a prevent defense, so to speak.
Yeah.
Okay. Or about as prevent defense as you'll ever see Brawley play. They have a center fielder way back here, number 22 for the Wildcats.
Yeah, he's 30 yards
That's Dawson
back.
Figueroa, and he's just against somebody coming way too far.
But
Short little pass out here
to Ramos.
Ramos has got some room, but he's
got
not,
no speed left in him.
No. And then he's got held up by the leg. And
First down, Vikings.
I mean, that was a good gainer, but Ramos is hurt. He can barely stand up.
Yep, and he's not coming out. Garcia now in a hurry with 37 seconds to go.
Yeah.
Spikes the ball, and Ramos is down.
Spike the ball to stop the clock.
So that was a 12-yard screen pass to get him the first down to Ramos.
Yeah, they're going to pull Ramos out. Short of a, you don't want to hurt the kid. Next Friday night, we will be at Brawley's Warren Field as the Wildcats take on the Southwest Eagles. Final score on an Eagle game?
I didn't get a final. Haven't gotten it yet.
Okay. And Holtville will be at Imperial. And Calexico will be at Central.
There's
and back to passes.
Garcia looking to his big target again. Heras is going to get out of bounds. Look like about the 49.
30 seconds to go.
8-yard gain. Going to bring up 3rd and 2 at the 49-yard line. Third down and 2, 30 seconds left. Vikings with the ball at their own 49. They are down 1, 23-22.
Okay, the Wildcats in the prevent again. For a team that's lived on the line of scrimmage, they are now all over the place. I think we have a holding call.
Yeah, pass was complete, but I think it's coming back with a hold.
And again, trying to buy time. You know, Murray is a lineman. You kind of teach him. You try not to make it too obvious,
right.
But there's holding on almost every play. The question is, does it affect the play?
Right.
And in that case, I think it was right out there where it's going to be on the tape. And and the referees don't want to go to the next refs meeting and, have the coach send that in or have it out on Twitter and going, okay, you don't know holding? Yeah, okay. So, it's a fine line, and it can kill you in this situation. Now down to 22 seconds. Ramos is going to throw a bomb, and now is out of bounds.
I think you might get some defensive pass interference.
Yes.
Because he was shoved out of bounds before the ball got there.
Yes. So I think he went out of bounds and came back in. So the question is, when you can't be forced out of bounds. You can't run out of bounds and run back on the field. So this is first game out, one of those ones where I'm going to say I'll wait till they sort it out.
So it'll be a 15-yard penalty from the spot.
Pass interference against the defense.
Yes.
It might not even be a first down. No, it's right at the marker.
Vikings.
Okay, so it was a 10-yard penalty, or 15, no.
15-yarder, yeah. So now the Vikings have it in Brawley territory at the 49 with 16 seconds left.
Well, they got something for their money's worth off the clock. Garcia with a lone back, trips on one side. Here comes the pressure. Nice block, throw over the middle. Nice catch. And that's by number 9.
Dorian Mays.
Dorian Mays. Now the question is Holtville with 9.
34-yard line.
8. No. Well, how come the clock stopped? Okay, I won't ask.
You're at Birger Field in Holtville.
Okay. Yeah, that never moved. That's okay. That's okay. I remember the old analog clocks. They had one at Coachella. And I swear that clock didn't move in 5 plays when we played Coachella one time. And we were winning. And they were trying to come back. It just didn't move. And the guy goes, yeah, it did. And, I mean, how could you tell on a big old clock at the end of the field if it moved a little bit, right? He said, oh, yeah, 2 seconds came off. We go, how? How can you tell? Start the dang thing. Let it run.
9 seconds
9 seconds. This one pretty much has to get him into the end zone. And now we have all kind of flags. Maybe Brawley, if Brawley jumped offside. No.
Oh, fake snap.
Fake snap.
Yeah, center moved the ball.
I will be honest with you. I've watched football for many years. I've never seen that signal before. I think that referee just came up with that on his own. Okay.
JJ's pretty creative.
Yeah, I was going to say that's not in the manual. Back to pass. Here's Garcia, tosses it up and gets hit, and there's going to be 5 seconds. So we're not out of this yet if you're the Wildcats, and you're not dead yet if you're the Vikings. And a great game. It's, I thought it would be probably like a tale of two halves.
Right.
Tale of two halves. And, of course, no telling what would have happened had Holtville had its quarterback for the entire game. Well, we've been there and we've done that on the Brawley side. Going forward, Murray, real quick, my guess is Garcia is going to be the quarterback and DeVoe is going to be the running back.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's a short season. How long will DeVoe take to heal? You've only got 6 games.
Yep.
So this should be the last play of the game. Here comes the rush from Brawley. The heave up is going to be intercepted or just batted down.
Batted down by number 22.
Actually, there's still 0.5 of a second, but I think that was that 4th down?
Okay. And again, welcome to Birger Field.
Always the optimist. That's his mayor, Mike Goodsell.
Yeah. Former Brawley teacher, by the way.
That's true.
I worked with him. Great guy.
So there's 0.5 of a second left.
Okay, so this we can safely say will be the last play. I think we finally reached that.
And they're going to bring pressure. This is not Eric Garcia.
No,
this is number 2.
Wow. What an arm. Where did he come from? Who is he?
That is Damian Rodriguez. He is the sophomore quarterback. He was on JV last year. And that ball had a chance.
Oh, my goodness. I'm telling you, that's the best pass of the night.
He
chucked that thing 40-something yards in the air on a line.
Yeah. And there was a receiver back there who did a little push-off to get open.
Yeah.
And, had he caught it, that would have been a very interesting decision by the referee.
Okay, we're at Birger Field. The scoreboard's already went dark, but the final score is Brawley with a way back victory, 23-22 over the Holtville Vikings. First game of the 2020 season should have started in August. Now it's starting now, so as Murray has pointed out throughout the evening, 15 months hiatus, but we had a little bit of football, a little bit of fun, both teams lining up. Oh, what's his name? And
the fake handshake line? Can they touch each other? What's happening in COVID era?
I'm not saying a word. Okay, I'm not saying a word. I don't know. Okay, it's.
Well, okay.
Yeah, I guess if you've been kind of spitting and grinning and grabbing and whatever.
Fist bump works fine, I guess.
Yeah, fist bump works fine. Everybody go hit the sanitizer.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, that'll do it for. I'll run through our sponsors one more time. I want to thank Murray Anderson. I know you got work to do, and for jumping in and helping me out, partner. I appreciate it.
No problem, Tom. Thank you for inviting me. I'm glad it was a fun, exciting game down to the last pass.
Yeah.
Who knows what could have happened there? But yeah, great game, and hopefully this rivalry, can build something. This game can build something, and they can do stuff in the future because it's great for both fans.
Oh, no,
well.
I think we would have had a full house under any other circumstances.
Oh, it would have been rocking, yeah.
And, would have been great to have you guys come to Brawley every other year and take care of things. And I appreciate it. Great, like you say, great game. And thanks for all the help. And much appreciated. We'll run into you down the road. I'm sure you'll be where next week, you said?
I think I'm going to be at Central to see the Calexico Central game. So
okay.
I'll be there next week.
All right, okay. Well, we'll appreciate it again. For Murray Anderson, Lloyd Miller, our photographer, Betty on the board, taking care of us, keeping us straight. And I'm Tom Ronco. We look forward to hearing you joining us for our next webcast, which will again be next Friday night, about 6:45, originating from Brawley's Warren Field, where again there will be no fans, but there will be 2 observers per player. And just really quickly, that makes a lot of sense, just so you understand why there's called 2 observers. In case a young man, as we saw tonight, gets hurt, somebody has to be there to physically release them, or I'll promise you they'll lay there till somebody shows up to say, I'm legally responsible. And they've all signed COVID-19 protocols, and I believe the parents are also going to be asked to do that. Also, everybody masked up and everything else. And, we just hope that, this gets better as it goes along. And as Murray said, hey, 23-22 can't get any more exciting than that. So for all of us here, we invite you to join us next Friday night. Let me quickly give you the rest of the Brawley schedule so that if you miss next week, you might tune in. We will be at Imperial on Friday the 26th. And I'm not sure if everybody's moving, but we are moving to April 1st, a Thursday game. I believe it's because there's no school on Friday. And so we will be at Brawley's Warren Field for Calexico on April 1st. Then tentatively, and I do mean tentatively, we are scheduled to play at Coronado, taking on the aptly named Islanders on Friday, April 9th. And then, of course, the Bell game, as it were, the 2020 Bell game will be played at Warren Field against the Central Spartans on April the 16th. So there you go. That's our schedule. We hope we can adhere to it and hope all the games are as exciting as this one. And again, for everyone, I'm Tom Ronco saying good night.